I've not used this before, so I'm just trying it out.
Hey man, it's been too long since we sat down and that just feels wrong. Allow me to give my head a shake, open my eyes and fix a mistake. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Hey buddy, no strangers here. These times I hold them dear. My door's open, so come on in. This was great, let's do it again. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit rewind. Wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit rewind. You wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly.
It's Gaz. How are
It's
you, my
Gaz.
friend?
I'm good.
It's
How are
you, buddy.
It's me. It's you.
This guy. This guy. This guy. This guy. This guy.
That guy over there. He's over that way. There. No, there.
You know what? I love that throughout all the shows that we've done, that we still haven't managed to figure out the direction. 22 shows.
22
What a
shows.
what a run it has been. We started off with tricky cameras, tricky technology, using our mobile phones to bring up information, forgetting things as we go, and you know what? Nothing's changed. You know, that's been the format of the show since we started.
Why mess with anything if it works? It's getting
Right. Well, I don't know if it worked, but this is going to be our farewell episode, and I wanted to say a special thank you to Cutthroat Comics. I had there he is. I had a pinned comment, but it's gone. But the pinned comment said that he was here as our first guest, and he would show up for our final episode. So we're happy to have you, Cutthroat Comics. At the back end of the show, I'm going to throw the StreamYard link into the chat and see if anyone wants to jump on and hang out with us. No pressure to do so, anyone, but I thought I'd open it up there. We also have Kiwis here. Wait, what? Wait, what? WJ with the what? How are you, buddy? Rolando with the hello. Good to see you, my friend. Now, here's the thing. We are going out with a bang today, because we not only have a plethora of friends joining us, some old, some new, but we also have a special guest in Spoon Killer. Brendan Hurley is here. How are you? Good to see you, buddy. And Kimbo, cheers to you. Now, Spoon Killer's come in strong. It's 3 home runs he's given us today as a special presentation. Cindy's here. Good evening, Cindy. Special presentations from Spoon Killer. Not just one, not just 2, but 3 special presentations. These are all great. Now, we've spoken about stop motion stuff before, and I've been quite vocal about that. I do not have the patience for it, but I appreciate the art form and much respect for those that do it. So, without further ado, I'm going to play our first clip from Spoon Killer and then introduce our guest. So, let me do the thing. That's not the right thing. Let me do the thing. Here is the first clip today, titled The Intro.
Please pay no attention to these 2 bumbling faction leaders in the background, fighting over the flag of the small but oil-rich patch of desert dirt known as Al-Alawi. Somewhere there, maybe. Anyways, you see, our story began with the events documented by our friends at G.I. Joburg and Demons. Hey, editor, put up a link right now to that documentary in case they haven't seen it yet. Okay, thanks. Go ahead and pause us. We'll wait. Now, as I was saying, the events in Demons created quite the power vacuum in this usually sleepy part of the world. A vacuum that Retrograd, a ruthless Russian mercenary outfit led by a lovely lady known as Death Sparrow, were more than happy to try and opportunistically fill. These events are documented in this series cleverly and dramatically entitled Cobra vs. Retrograde, The Battle for Al-Alawi. Okay, but you're all caught up. Also, please consider subscribing if you enjoy this type of nonsense. Thank you.
Hey!
That was brilliant.
Great stuff, great stuff. Welcome
Hey,
to
guys.
the show,
Thank you.
Spoon Killer.
Thank you.
Oh,
Glad to
Phil's
be
also
here.
shown it. Hi to Phil. We do have some more guests waiting in the wings. We'll bring them on in a moment. But you want to be called Spoon Killer or by your...
Whichever.
name.
Christoph, Spoonkiller.
We'll probably
Either
go
works.
backwards and forwards
Hey, you.
as we... Yeah, hey, you with the toys. Great stuff with your animations, your stop motion animations. We want to dig your brain a little bit and find out what challenges you have doing stop motion, why you do stop motion over play motion, which is what I do because I just don't have the skills for stop motion. And we'll get through all of that stuff and then we can play some more of your stuff. But would you give us a hand in introducing our fellow guests for today's show? We have, returning once again, bringing his heroic nonsense, it's Evie!
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
My mate Nate, the Retro Tinker, is also here. Yay! Best hair in the biz.
Oh,
Yeah.
And speaking of best hair in the biz, here's Adam. Yay, from Go Figure. Thanks for showing up. We've got a full house today.
Woo! Look at all these buddies.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
That was a great video. So yeah, let's talk stop motion. Let's talk about your stop motion. Let's talk about your story, your inspirations. Let's figure out. Let's pick your brain. Epic Badger is also here. How are you, Badger? And thank you, Kiwi. And evening, gentlemen. JoeFan84 is on vacation. I've got some photos to show where he's at. We'll do that a little bit later. It's good stuff, though. Anyway, yeah, please do tell us a bit about where you started, how you started, and why you do the things that you do.
Yeah, so basically it started off with my kid when she got some Legos. I'm like, hey, these are cool.
Oh,
I had
yes.
fun with it as a kid, you know? And I just started doing stop motion with them because they just, she was having fun, I'm having fun, making little stories. And then the pandemic hit, and I'm like, G.I. Joes, I used to like those, and started down that rabbit hole, buying them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should do some stop motion there. And then, the G.I. Joe Bergs guys had their international backyard with all their play motion. I'm like, yeah, I should do some of that too. So I joined in. I tried to play motion, but I can't stand my hands. I don't know how to do.
Right.
So I just, defaulted back to stop motion, which to
So-
me is easier because I can control everything.
That's a good point. I fully understand that part of it. Having the getting the nuances, all those fine details to be able to control with stop motion. With play motion, you can be quite limited to what position you can put them in if you do not want to be showing your hands or be in the camera. The good thing about the Joe Berg guys is that they can be fully in camera, but the story is so great that you don't even bother about what they're doing unless they purposely want to be seen. I can't remember which episode it was, but Stephen was fully in the shot. There was a explosion, and then he's in the background going, like, they are dead, they are out of here. It's like, yeah, fair enough.
And it works for them, right? They can show their
Right.
hands and it works. But me, I just can't get past my hands. Like, I don't care, anyone else's hands. Like, I can watch it all day and it's great, but I just can't stand my own. It doesn't work for me.
Our buddy Cutthroat Comics has a question for you. How long does it take to do one video for stop motion?
So that intro there took me pretty much all day. That was like on Wednesday, I think I did it. So for 1 minute, you're spending, 8 hours. And that's not counting, building all the props, which I already have, thankfully. So it's made up just putting things together and then just shooting, changing the angles. The biggest thing is your lighting, to control your lighting, and then to secure your set so it doesn't move on you. Like, there's nothing worse than like being halfway through and then something happens where the whole thing kind of shifts on you a little bit. and you can never get it right back to where it was, and you can see it, in the video.
Has that happened to you before?
It has, in the beginning, it sucks. So
Imagine.
like a background, right? All of a sudden it's shifted by like, a slight, like half an inch or whatever, a millimeter, and it just throws you off. Same thing with the lighting. Like if the lighting changes on you, all of a sudden, because if you don't set your focus and your lighting and your camera, it will constantly try to adjust, and you'll see that.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
That definitely does happen even when I'm doing play motion stuff. Is the keeping the lighting consistent, because if I'm moving stuff around the camera, it changes for some reason because I only film it on my phone, right? So obviously I've got limitations as far as technology is concerned there too. But I'll find that I'll go to make a move, and all of a sudden what I thought looked really good light-wise has all of a sudden just turned dark or brighter depending on how I've moved them.
Yeah.
But Phil understands. Oh, what's that?
I was just saying, like when you're moving things around, and because you're using the phone and it's got the autofocus, but it's not focusing on the thing you want it to focus
Yes.
on.
Oh,
like,
that's the worst.
Pressing
The whole thing gets
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah,
gotta
That's
say,
so bad.
as a
Play motion
musician,
outside, you've got the sun moving on you, right? Which you got
Yeah.
Right.
demons. It's like the sun is moving and I'm not going fast enough, and then the wind, constantly
Yeah.
just knocking down the guys. So you're constantly picking them up. Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
hard time with play motion. It's just me.
yeah, I gotta say,
No, I feel you.
as a musician, the one greatest piece of advice that I got was that you notice all the mistakes and all the little issues,
Yeah.
when I was on stage. But it's the same for this. Like you know where all those problems are, because obviously you've been involved directly from the start. But to be honest, most people probably don't even notice it for a second, right? But it bugs you. I get it.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
like that interview with Clapton when he was asked, "What's it like to never make a mistake?" He's like, I just do it every 4 bars and it becomes a riff.
Part of the song or the show.
Yeah. Like Instagram, right? It'll take me, 50 pictures to get one good one, Like it's just not, unless you're, natural at it, we all have to struggle with it.
Right. Well, I do want to say your props and your backdrops, your setup, all of it, it's very good quality stuff. Was that all hand built?
Yeah, like the little magazines. I have I have a whole set of magazines, and they're
Oh,
all,
let me
they're all
solo you for a
different.
sec so we can get a good look at it.
So here's a box of magazines I did show in there, and I have
Nice.
the individual magazines. Like here's Playboy with like Coca-Cola advertisement on the back that I made, and on
Oh,
the
that's cool.
inside, right, you've got the Baroness.
Nice.
Where's
I just
where's
have
the
a whole
Zorana
bunch.
issue?
Yeah, where's the
Oh,
Zorana?
there is, I have one. Like, entrepreneurs, so I have just a whole
Oh,
set
yes.
that I've created, and I'm just waiting, for the chance to use them. Like the
Me-
twins,
So,
We're waiting for the Zorana issue.
I have her in.
Did
It's
it
called
me,
Punk-
Gaz? Gaz is like, where do I subscribe?
Here,
How do I get
here's
this?
Zorana. She's in
Yeah.
Punk
Oh, hang on.
magazine.
Solo.
hang on a second. Whoop.
Woo!
Woo-wee.
Punk
Ouch.
magazine. What's on the inside?
This is too hot for
Cobra
YouTube.
Commander on the inside.
What?
Oh, that's cool.
I'm working on that one.
Where's
How did you
the
make
where's
that?
the center spread?
A little
I
fold out.
respect her a lot for to objectify her in that way.
Gaz seems to have no problem.
She's got brothers, man. They'll kick my ass.
That's true.
True.
Respect Zorana, please.
Sorry, Avi was asking how you made them.
Photoshop. It's a very long process, longer than it should take. I have a bathroom that's halfway done that should finish, but instead I'm doing this kind of stuff. So my wife's not too happy about that.
Priorities.
Had a
Priorities, yeah.
G.I. Joe bathroom that was half done, like to scale, and I was like, oh, that's a cool project.
For the magazines.
And like for Demons, I made some backgrounds, like advertisements for like
Oh, yeah.
casino
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
hang on a sec. That is cool.
That is pretty cool.
You know, I just like to build, you know, to bring the worlds to count, you know, to life, you know.
I reckon that if Gaz was a part of Cobra, and they were about to go into battle with G.I. Joe, and they asked him to bring a box of magazines, instead of bringing ammunition, he would bring all his issues of Zorana.
Hey, you said
I'm
magazines.
shooting in my gun.
Yeah.
Here's one. This was a pain to create. It's the Playboy again, but on the inside it's got the pages, and it's got the
Jeez.
centerfold information.
What? See, that's
See, it's
tasty.
Adam reads it for the
Little
articles.
wording.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I haven't had a chance to really use this one yet, but at some
Is
point.
there real like writing in there, or is it just lines?
Oh, it's real writing.
Wow.
Oh yeah, if you can read her profile on the back, it's got like all the information.
That's cool.
You don't want to be
God.
caught just having fake writing in a magazine that small. That'd be crazy.
No, that'd be
Yeah.
You ever think about just like selling them, like setting up a shop and creating those to sell? I mean, I must be pain in the butt to create like just one.
Yeah, people
Gaz
have asked
wants
me,
just one. Gaz is asking where he can buy it.
No.
People have
I'm
asked
just
me-
serious, 'cause there's a lot of people that like and you're doing it for 1/18 scale. Imagine just doing it like a step
Yeah.
up for
Oh
for
yeah,
like classified and stuff. I mean, there'll be a market for that. You know what I mean? Just doing that background stuff.
So is
yeah.
the inner
People
stuff?
have asked me, but I
Mm,
just I don't own the IP, so I don't want that issue to come up.
True.
Right? It's not worth it to
True.
me.
I would
Sure.
love
Right.
it if Hasbro was like, please stop making tiny Playboys.
Playboy of Baroness.
for G.I. Joes. Please stop that. Like, you frame that letter.
Yeah, I did do a run though
You
for
see a shot
friends.
of Lenny. You see a shot of Lenny just like reading one in the bathroom.
I made a run of 15 of these guys. It's Saboteur.
Oh, nice.
It's for a Black Major figure that Black Major 78 on Instagram is putting together. So he's doing like 10 cartage figures, and he asked me for these to put them in there. I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. So I
Yeah,
just
that'd be
did a
neat.
run for him and just gave it to him.
Nice. Nice.
Do you ever show the inner, like in your videos? Do you just do the inner part just because you want to be a completionist, or do you actually have images of the inside sometimes?
I did a short with it's a trooper reading. It's got the centerfold out of the Baroness, and then Destro's in the background. And then he kills him.
You know what?
I think we need a scene. We need to see Cobra Commander's bathroom and him sitting on the throne reading a magazine. That'd be hilarious.
I never thought I would agree with that statement.
The best props for like day-to-day stuff is the Calico Creator stuff. They have
Oh, yes.
the scale fits the bathrooms, the sinks, it all fits perfectly. So I do have that for my daughter. I just have to raid her room and borrow her stuff.
need to
Explain
borrow-
and borrow
Yeah,
it.
right. It's for your daughter. Yeah, right. You have a whole dollhouse collection. We know.
Once she outgrows it, man, it's mine.
It's all yours.
Playmobil, same thing. Like she outgrew it, like, hey, mine.
Oh, almost came that close. Almost came that close to buying the Magnum PI set the other day.
Oh, what stopped you?
I don't know. Just said, I don't know if I want to spend the money.
How
was
much
on
was
Card,
it?
the Playmobil card.
I think it was like they were selling it for like $50. It's like Prime Deals Day.
Right.
I'm like that
Yeah.
close.
We just redid our
Yeah.
bedroom. Look at that.
Playmobil works well. That's the
Yeah.
Playmobil truck, the Back to the Future truck.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
that
got
was
the-
so cool.
You just cut the firewall for their legs, and they fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Like they're in there
Yeah.
right now.
I got the 18
Hey.
van right there, and I have the Aston, James Bond Aston.
My wife has the 18 van on her nightstand now. We did our bedrooms. We have bigger night tables, and so she now has the Playmobil 18 van on her side.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Probably.
yeah.
I'm sure she
Yeah,
loves
they're
that. Yeah.
No, so she's a big Playmobil fan. Like she's like the Playmobil queen. And last year for Christmas, I got her the 18 van because she's a big 18 fan. So it was a merging.
Ah,
of worlds
cool.
there. It was great.
Yeah, they have
So
so many
I'm
sets too for Playmobil. You know, like gynecologists, dentists, all of them, right? If you want all those props, they're all there.
I don't want those props.
So what?
I
Put
do.
it on your nightstand, Adam.
Yeah.
The gynecologist on your neck.
Oh boy, here
While
we go.
I've got,
Cobra guy.
while I've still, this is going to be one of those shows. While I've
Yes,
still
it
got
is.
JoeFan84 in the chat, let's show up some of these photos. I've sent on Messenger. We can do it the old school way on my phone.
There we go.
This is Ruby Falls. Ruby Falls.
Look at that.
Was that it?
Uh,
What is it? Is it like an asteroid with
It-
lasers coming out?
Yeah, it's a laser beam coming out of the Death Star at Ruby Falls.
Oh man.
Oh, very cool.
What that
I'm
is,
with-
I don't know.
Some pictures like scenic views, and I'm like, oh wait,
That's Adam's
This is
nightstand.
sci-fi stuff.
Lighted.
cool, man.
Yeah. Hang on, and a video. I'm not sure what the video. Did I play the video? Yeah, I did.
Back a little bit, back a little bit, back a little bit. There you go.
Stop.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
waterfall. That's awesome. Wow. Ruby Falls. That makes sense, right?
Cool.
Yeah. How many rubies did you get?
Yeah. How many rubies fell in that? That's a lot of rubies, man. That's some like.
There you go.
Phantom
Tennessee.
rubies.
So I gotta just also give my wife as much toy credibility as I possibly can. You mentioned
course.
Calico Critters. She has a collection of the 1970s predecessor to those, where they first got the first incarnation of them, and so that's
Playmobil?
Nice.
no,
Ah, nice. Hang on a
Like-
sec.
these weirdo.
A squirrel wearing a tie.
Yeah, it's like a little squirrel guy wearing a tie and a hat,
Mr.
and
Squirrel.
yeah. So this is what eventually became Calico Critters. But
Nice.
I don't think I'd ever show that on a live stream, but here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. We're doing it.
You've
Welcome
been waiting
back
for
to
this
us.
moment, Adam. Like, this is
I
the
know.
time.
It's like, we did a thing.
It's
Finally,
a
could do it.
political moment.
JLS Comics is here. Lots of quartz. Okay. And it was an underground waterfall. That's exactly where either the Decepticons or Cobra would put their base of operations, right? Utilize that waterfall.
Yes, they would. Power their whole base
Pretty
with it.
cool.
And
So,
some-
with... Yeah, exactly. And then harvest all those ruby quartz. So,
And
I do all of my...
For
calming
Energon.
effect on the troopers.
Yeah, calming effect. That's what you want when you're going to war. It's a nice calming effect. You were talking about going outside and having the lighting and stuff, chasing the sun, riding the red sun down, as they say. And that's why I do everything inside. Nothing is ever outside when I do my stuff. It's all inside. I usually have a table on top of a table, a black sheet that I put over it, and then I duck my head inside this sheet. My son once took a photo of me with just my back end hanging out of this black sheet.
we need to see that.
And that way,
Yeah,
No, man.
yeah.
it's like seeing the back. It's like seeing the back half of a donkey. It's just, it's not great. But that's I'm able to at least control for a little bit control some of the lighting that I do have. It seems to be a little bit more consistent. Not the best. I mean, natural lighting, they say, is always the best. But I don't know. I just don't like
So in
going
Demons, that
outside
was
sometimes.
my first attempt at play motion. So I learned a lot, and that was I was not
Right.
good at it.
Well, if that was your first attempt, you've nailed it, mate. My first attempt at stop motion made me go, no, play motion it is. That's it. Just got to cleverly edit around my hand so I don't show those off. But that's only for OnlyFans. Cesar behind a black sheet. Get out of here. It's only the top half that's behind it. The donkey's end is hanging out still. And then I hear him in the background going, so this is how the magic happens. Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah. Should we play another one of your epic stop motions then?
Yes.
All right. We've just seen the intro. We're gonna go step into the world again with The Message. Check it out. Diddly diddly.
I warned the commander what would happen if he interfered in my affairs again. But perhaps my message was unclear. Sadly for your families, I only need one of you to deliver this new message.
I must protest. We are your prisoners. That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
You're a communication specialist. Perhaps you might get through your boss.
In the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize...
Удачи в этом. Между нами дураками. Последний выбор — это один большой дурак. On second thought, perhaps this is an even stronger message.
No, wait, what?
Въезжайте!
The intrigue.
It's a bit dark. I'm sorry. My daughter can't watch that. She gets freaked out by it. So I apologize for any children who may have seen that.
Yeah, my boys are upstairs watching it. I'm gonna have to explain that whole thing now. Thanks. Notch.
There's like 3 things in there.
My wife covered her.
There's 3 things in that video that just cracked me up. It's the game over, man.
Yeah. Game over, man.
The Cobra Trooper just about to get his head squashed by that 6-wheeler truck in the background, and then the one Cobra Trooper in the background just hanging from like his feet.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what?
Was that guy before he got shot reciting Gangster's Paradise?
Yes.
So yeah.
I love the subtle Coolio references.
Yeah.
I'm glad there were no 86 Vipers harmed in that video.
Sounds like Lara Croft. Who did the voice?
Myself, my wife, and some AI. I've been using more AI for voices just to make it easier for me because I can't.
Oh, nice.
It's hard to do voices for me. I've got the accent going with the French thing, so it takes me a while.
Sounded like Brianna Tarr from Game of Thrones.
Ooh,
yeah, I paid her. That was the whole budget, basically.
That's great. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Never again.
Amazing.
So the buildings, that whole set, that's all from Demons, right? So for Demons, I committed to way too much. And so I built, this desert town. It took me forever. Again, the bathroom is halfway done. And I got this desert town in 1/18 scale. And so I'm like, I can't just toss this away, right? Because, it's not a time spent. So I've been trying to think of ways to reuse it. And that was my first attempt. Okay, I'll do something with the new Delta 17 figure because they're so cool. And then let's just whack some Cobras and see what happens.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Oh,
just cannon.
I'm looking forward to see what happens. Well, that's how they treat them, isn't it? They treat them as cannon fodder. It's not like they have a large respect for their troops. So I would be just as happy if she was blowing away, not alley vipers as cutthroat comic dragons, but hydro vipers. Get them out of here.
I'd be really
Now, have you
happy.
guys have the Delta 17 figures?
Yeah.
I don't have any in my collection at the moment.
They're really good.
Hello to Adam, Shark Eyes 2, Shark Eyes 2. No, he's number 1. Shark Eyes Toy View is here. That makes 2 Adams here now. Adam in the chat and Adam on the screen.
You can never have too many Adams.
And Zazel,
That's the guy I like.
Man? Did you?
Yeah,
did you
that's the
sign off
guy
on
I
this?
like. I didn't, but
Hazel.
it's a subtle reference. It's a subtle reference. Hang on.
Put your head around that.
You need the gangster. You need the Coolio glasses, the sunglasses, the gangster glasses.
Well, they're not a
And the
sponsor.
aviator.
They're not a sponsor. Anyway, speaking of sponsors, thank you to Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Appreciate it. Always cool, always refreshing. The bubbly feelings are exciting, enticing. Get a bottle today. Zero sugar, it's a health drink.
Yeah, essentially.
Ours says diet on it, so it's got to be good for you.
Right, exactly. But Leonidas is the one I like. The puppy that comes with Leonidas looks a little bit like my puppy, although my puppy would not sit on the back of a backpack and stay there. It would not quite as well
And
trained.
the best part for stop motion is the wrist, the articulated wrist.
Yes.
Like I don't know
Let
why
me solve
Super
you for a
7 didn't do with with their new O-rings. because this is nice.
Oh
To
yeah,
hold
yeah,
weapons
yeah.
correctly.
The amount of tattoos on that small amount of real estate is pretty impressive. They overdid it with the tattoos, though. I only got the one. But I gave them free reign on that one. I was like, guys, whatever, artistic license, go for it.
Creative license.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not
Yeah, not a-
tattoos. Maybe they
not a
just
sponsor.
left you alone with a packet of texters.
Nate, again? No! Heroic Nonsense, I wanted to ask about your video reviews and that particular and specific, what's the word I'm looking for? The look of it, the feel of it, the
Aesthetic.
the aesthetic. Yeah, talk us through that.
Which one? The recent one that I've done?
Well, you've got a unique style to all of your videos that I enjoy. The filter that you use, I don't know if there's a name for that specific filter, but I like that you use that one. But your reviews are different to any other review that I've ever seen, because it mixes in. It's not like it's just like a typical review, right? You've got interaction with you, encourage interaction, but in a natural way, and you show off comic book images and stuff. But what gave you the idea to film it in that specific way, your style of way? Everyone has their own style.
It's funny, like I knew I wanted to be creative when I did this, because look, there's a ton of great sites out there, great channels, and a lot of people, review it and bring their own touch. So I thought about how I could do it, and it's funny. You could see, like all you guys also, from the beginning until now, there's been an evolution, and I'm continuing to evolve. And it's like the first video, I was like, you know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to do a more relaxed, kind of quiet review, more chill kind of review. And so that's why I got that lighting that I have, and I did the black background. But ultimately, I was like, this is not exciting at all. So ultimately, I was like, okay, so that didn't work the way I was presenting, but I liked kind of the background. And really, what I've done is really just lower the lights, and it's enough to give it that kind of moody feel to it, which I like to go to. Still bright enough somehow, but like if you see where I record, it's actually pretty dark. And then every episode, I'm sure you notice, but like I always try to add something new. And so lately I've been playing with kind of like AI backgrounds and superimposing the pictures I take over those backgrounds. And now I've been playing around with a great program, DaVinci Resolve, and it's complicated. So again, like I'm a musician, so I've played with Pro Tools a lot, and that's a complicated music program. So I kind of feel how this editor program works, but I've just started playing with like their live kind of like their moving effects. And so little by little, I've been incorporating that into my kind of image. So you can see that it's not just the regular background image that I'm doing. I'm kind of like expanding on that to make it a little more interesting. And then I like to give a little, to make it interesting. I love these toys, and I want it to come across that I love it, and I love collecting it with my boys. And I have all my toys from when I was a kid up till now. So I try to bring that like enthusiasm, but also kind of the backstory to the figures, to my collection, to my boys' collection, and that's what I think gives it this feel, which I'm glad comes across the screen, because it could fall flat too, right? It could be just something I enjoy.
Right.
And so that's kind of the way I do it.
I think that's the most important thing, though, is that if you are enjoying it, then that's already a win.
Exactly.
And if anyone else enjoys it, that's cherry, right? That's extra.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and all the support from you obviously has been amazing, and then meeting this crew and all the other people in the channel, it's been a great experience, and keep on striving for the next level up.
Right, because you made it to a year on YouTube, which is no small feat. That's a big chunk of time to do one. Yes, congratulations, absolutely.
Thank you.
So I think the first year is the hardest one, where you're trying to find your feet. But I went back and started watching some of your previous videos when I first found your channel. I was like, oh, this is a great video. I'll go back and watch some of the previous ones. And I find that the I find that your personality is consistent and it's welcoming and it's warming, and so that's why I like to go back there. Speaking of welcoming and warming, Kiwi, thank you for the super sticker. It doesn't tell me what it is, but I'm sure it's awesome, whatever that super sticker was. But I appreciate that. I'm going to put it straight on the fridge. Yeah, and do check out Kiwis here. Check out Kiwis. That sounds so... check out Kiwis right here. But check out Kiwi's channel. There's the link. And GeForce Racing 20s here says, to be honest, it's intimidating coming into a chat full of chuds. Chuds? No, studs.
One of the two.
I got you.
If you're still hanging...
There you go. Right?
You got my chuds?
I got you. I got your little video right here.
Oh, there it is. Let me solo it for a sec. Yeah. Solo. Woo. Foxy.
That's STS technology right there.
That says, this is how we do it. Speaking of how we do it, we've got all the links are in the description. Kiwi's link is right here. If you do need something to do later on after the show, go and check out all of these great guys.
Check it out one time, won't you?
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Can we see the cable video?
All right. So,
you guys seen this yet?
For a bit of context, Adam and I do a show called That's None of Your Toy Biz. No, it's not. Is that any of your Toy Biz?
Oh, we need.
I don't even remember
bad,
what my shows are.
We need something terrible looking in order before we.
Yeah,
do that?
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
right?
the setup. Yeah, go on. Show us
it's a
what
terrible
you got.
figure, right? It could be worse, right? Well,
right.
It could be worse.
Yeah, you know why?
We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we strike bottom inside the two sunkers. Whirling straight through the channel to Oslo we'll go.
Oh yes!
I never knew that one existed. That's a hidden gem there.
Oh,
that was yesterday's. Yesterday's big reveal was Adam put that video together, but that came from our Toy Biz episode where they were showing. I think was it the last of the X-Men, or was it the wave before that? It was the wave before the last of it. It's X-Force.
It was X-Force.
X-Force, right? A deep sea bloody cable with no helmet, and the card art tries to describe. Well, not describe. It tries to sell the idea of him being underwater by having some sort of fake bubble over his face on the card art. It's just lame. Gaz, try and find a picture of that.
The only way it could be better is if they put like the mask and the snorkel in his mouth.
Right?
He's underwater.
Yeah, remove it.
Right? I'll see if I can say
So-
Flippers.
But which one's worse, Hydro Viper or Deep Sea Cable?
Hydro Viper.
Wait, so tell me,
Yeah,
I don't know this hatred for Hydro Viper. What's the backstory?
Hey, Skyfall. I'll let Gaz explain it.
It could be worse.
Hang on.
Actually, no, wait, no. It should be a Hydro Viper floating in there instead of cable.
We have to do another one.
It's an inside joke, right? So we were doing game night, and we were doing like Family Feud, and I believe the question was name an underwater or water Cobra Joe, and I said, "Oh, this is easy, eels, right?" And eel wasn't even on there.
Yeah,
eel wasn't on there.
No.
Well, what was on there? Hydro Viper. So
yeah, how do you leave out eels?
Exactly.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
I think the question is actually name a water themed Joe, and so the search that we used came with hydro first because it's like a word for water, as I think how the algorithm is set up. And Gaz has never forgiven me.
Yeah, it's that Canadian.
I don't think Gaz has ever forgiven you for that photo that you put him in, where you photoshopped his face into a Hydro Viper PJs. Cut it out.
Nix on that.
That's my wallpaper.
Mine too. I should have a look for that cable card art so I can show you what it looks like. I'll Google it. Oh, you are?
Yeah.
The STS
towards
boys
Oh.
are hitting the Google pretty hard.
What is it? What is it?
Yeah.
Underwater cable?
Deep
Underwater
Deep sea cable?
Deep
Mm.
sea cable?
Yeah, but you have to put X-Force in there or you're going to get all sorts.
All right,
Just
hold
a
on,
bunch
hold
of cable that's rated for underwater.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Cutthroat remembers that photo.
Shh, cutthroat.
So the Hydro Viper, though, in all seriousness, without that helmet, is a pretty stupid-looking toy. You take the helmet off, and he's walking around with an O face. But with the helmet on, he looks great.
Yeah, those fish
Don't get
nose.
me wrong, he looks great. Yeah, he looks good with the helmet. Without it,
this
he...
looks terrible.
You found it?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying.
All
to
right, let me solo you.
Hold on. Not yet. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get a good picture over here, man. Don't rush me.
Well, while we wait, let's watch the final Spoon Killer stop motion titled The Response.
Commander, we've lost another 2 squads.
Who the hell does this impudent wannabe prison warden think she is? If she thinks she can just murder her way into Cobra territory, she's got another thing coming. Major blood. Why has her counterattack been unsuccessful so far? Our response needs to be overwhelming and bloody. Al-Alawi is mine, and I am not letting a bunch of second-rate Russian mercenaries steal it from me.
Commander, perhaps if I could deploy the new bats, we could end this sooner.
No! Out of the question! Do you know how long it took Destro to get my new bats? If you can't get the job done with troopers and tanks, then perhaps I need someone more competent to deliver my response.
Commander, the Hiss have been operating erratically. Destro has failed to fix the bugs in his latest update.
Enough excuses! I order you to get my oil fields back.
It will get done, Commander.
Abyss, I have a special mission for you.
Yes.
That was good.
Thank you.
Love it.
There's not much action there. It's, so I kind of feel bad about that, but the props I think are pretty good.
The props are good.
Is that the Super 7 Cobra Commander?
Yeah.
The new O-ring one? Nice.
Yep.
I like Zazel's clubhouse in the screen.
Yeah?
Did you guys see that?
Yeah. Yes.
There was
Little
a video
cameo.
that I saw. Yeah. Okay, so I have it right here. Here we go.
Oh, okay, let me solo you.
There you go.
Right, so he's got like a little bubble over his face. What a loser.
Oh, my Lord, look at
It's
that.
from
That's
his eye.
terrible.
It's from that star thing in his eye.
Get ready for Christmas, Gaz.
No.
Everyone's gonna send you one. He's giving out
He's just
like
gained
10
a
of them.
he's gained a new mutant ability. He can control bubbles.
Exactly.
Is that what it? I guess maybe he could with his psychic ability form a bubble. But how much air is in a bubble? Not a lot.
You can make bubbles the old-fashioned way, but
So I just
So seeing how so Spoon Killer,
Recycling is
Spoon Killer. So you have the new O-rings. What do you think? What do you think of them? The new Super 7 ones. Like I have the bat right here.
yeah, the
Oh,
bat
yeah.
is great, right? Because
Right?
the hands come off, right? So you got the wrist motion. These are awesome.
Yeah, it looks good, right? Even the little patch on the side. Look at that. Woo!
Yeah,
Oh,
cover
I'm waiting
girl.
for her. I'm waiting for her to come in. Yeah.
When you compare her to the Del 17 Death Sparrow, like they
Still,
could have. I'm happy they're making these again, but they need to come up to this level now. Like this is better. Their frames are smaller, they're more feminine.
Yeah, I see.
And the paint application on the face is much better. I don't know what happened with CoverGirl, but she doesn't.
When you got a name like CoverGirl, you got to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it. But you know what I mean.
So
yeah.
See, what weapon did she come with? She come with the standard XMLR.
One gun.
Just
yeah.
the XML, right? The rifle, right?
Yeah. All
Because the
the
bat
money
came
went
with
into
this
these
thing.
guys.
Yeah, the bat came with this thing. It's like massive.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
And like 3 hands
Whatever.
to swap out. Like this is where the money went.
Yeah.
Which is, you can army build these really easy now, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I
is
ordered
just
mine
me,
through
right?
Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah,
mine too.
Snake Eyes
Yeah.
looks good, but his legs are a little bit thin. Like he's skipping leg day.
His legs were always a bit thin, though. You look at version 1 of Snake Eyes; they were very thin. His whole frame was pretty thin. I guess they all kind of were.
But I don't
Could be
have
worse,
a
though,
version
Gazz.
2, so
Yeah,
I'm
it could be
glad to
worse.
have this one.
Could be a Hydra.
Yeah, version 2 is pretty good.
The Pain Brother Snake Eyes.
He's not a bodybuilder. He does cardio.
Right.
He's a ninja. He's supposed to be thin, lightweight. You know, he's got to be able to move quick.
Yeah. But I
Can't
think
be a
we're all glad
hulking
that they're
ninja.
making them again, right? So at least somebody is taking
Yeah.
their license officially and doing something with it.
That's true.
Those Crimson Twins look great. I can't wait to get those in hand.
Yeah.
So
Those
your
being
stop motion, well, it should be now, October, right?
No, yeah.
So your stop motion video just now, I noticed that there was Black Major or Blue Major. I can never figure out which one's which. Hasbro G.I. Joe Super 7s, both Reaction and Reaction Plus in there, which I think Space Commander would love to see those 5 POA figures.
Yeah.
It's nice that all of these action figures play well together, you know? And I think you've done a really good job.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I'm sure some people don't like me mixing them, but they work, right?
Get out of here! Anyone who doesn't like it, yeah, that's right. Anything goes.
That gun. Get out. Just go away.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. I also I won't spoil the last video that I did see, and I haven't teed it up because it was just for my eyes only. But I have seen an action-packed stop motion that's coming out soon, and it is good stuff.
Thank you.
Great action, great intrigue, a nice ending that'll get you thinking. Good stuff. Yeah, I want the twins. I've got them all on order. Anything that can world build, I think, is great too. Right? So business suits, hell yeah, give me a couple of those. You never know
That's
what you
I
need them
want.
for.
Yeah, the O-ring business suit. There's so much possibilities there that you can do, right?
Right. They did a few recolors of the Headman mold. So he comes in his original striped suit. You could also get that same suit in orange, and then that suit, and that was Headman version 2. And then I think they reused that same suit for a Hawk figure, maybe, or it was a General Flag. Someone else had that suit in green, and I thought that was pretty cool. I'm trying to think what other colors it.
It'd be kind of cool to get a flag or some of those brass that were in like some of the cartoon season episodes, especially the one where they had the what do you call them, the synthoids.
Yeah,
that whole brass. That'd be cool.
I mean, I wish they would just do all their reaction figures into O-rings, right? Because they're all great. The reaction figures, it's just kills it. But otherwise, the sculpts, the paint, it's all great.
There's one on top of my list. That's Satin.
What's that?
Satin from Pyramid of Darkness. We need her. Maybe come a little van.
Give us some of that, or at least in magazine form.
Hey, come on, this is a family show. Why you gotta take it there?
Sorry, buddy. Sorry. You know what I'm like. Since I've sold out, I'm Hollywood now.
I don't know you anymore. I don't know where Hollywood.
I forget the names. I forget the names of giant robots. Yeah.
Where's your Sonnies?
I paid people. Bring them out. Let's do it.
Are we doing it now?
Sonnies, come on.
Nailed it.
We're Hollywood.
Nailed it. Mine are starting to fog up for some reason.
Nate, what is that? Adam's like, where's my...
I haven't got any Sonnies around here.
Look at Heroic, man. He looks like Tom Cruise. Looks like he should be in Top
Oh,
Gun.
Danger Zone!
Tom Cruise.
Now that's a cool dude.
Tom
All right,
Cruise
so-
wishes he looked like heroic nonsense.
Exactly. He wishes he could have a channel.
Oh,
like mine.
man.
That's right.
Hollywood. He looks like Hollywood.
One someone told me that
Hollywood.
Tom Cruise has a tooth in the very center of his mouth. I haven't been able to unsee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Center tooth.
I try my best to like not look at it when he smiles. Like, Tom, I like your movie. Stop. Come on, who else is
You can never get a good look at it though because it's always running.
Yeah, it's true. Come on,
Yeah,
who didn't like?
I
Who
just
didn't
feel
like
bad
that?
for the people. Like, I just feel bad for the people that work in Tom Cruise movies, and they have to put in so much effort to make him look tall. Like that's a big part of the budget, surely.
Right.
Got his,
But somehow he's managed it, right? He's what, 5'7"?
Yeah.
It's-
Hey,
I mean,
I'm gonna
it's-
say this.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna say this. His movies are good. I can't wait for the next Mission Impossible movie. The last one was great.
Yeah, it's the last Mission Impossible though, isn't
Yes,
it?
the very last
it?
one until Zazel
Is
takes
it like?
over.
Is it really the last? Like the way Kiss
Yeah.
and Slayer and all them
This
did
is
the
it.
last
It's done.
concert? And
Yeah.
Do you know what would be cool? Is if Emilio Estevez came back.
yes, he was great.
Oh, he was the ultimate bad guy. He didn't
But
really
he was
die in the
blind.
elevator.
He was blind, like a blind ninja.
Yeah.
That was one of my like we're talking about like recurring characters in movies. That's one of my wants in the Bond franchise. Sorry, lost my words. Is have
That's
Sean
right.
to have Sean Connery come back, but as a villain.
Yeah.
He's a mastermind. He's working for Spectre. That would have been great, but obviously
That would have been pretty cool. Do you ship the idea that The Rock was a 007 movie? James Bond?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Sort of. I guess you could say that. Yeah.
100%.
Or at least a love letter to the Bond movies, because.
Yeah, definitely.
But I totally watch it that way now. I watch it as a Bond movie whenever it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't help it. It's a great movie, regardless. I think, but
But
He's
as a
just
Bond
boring.
movie, it's
So,
awesome.
I just Nicolas Cage. What a delight. What a weirdo. But what a delight. Imagine having a beer with that guy.
I
Did-
like
did
the
anybody
Ghost Rider movie. I love that one when it came
The
out. I was a
first
big
Ghost
fan of
movie was
Ghost Rider,
great.
so yeah.
Did anybody see his vampire one? What was it called? Renfield or something like that?
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Good.
great.
It's funny.
That was good. Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
But like,
Young Guns 3 would be cool.
but like Con Air, Face Off, The Rock, like
Yeah.
that trilogy of Nick Cage.
Face
like
off.
every cylinder was firing.
He's like
Yeah.
the crazy version of Keanu Reeves. Like he's always
See,
going to be
Kiwi.
awesome, but he's always going to be
Yeah.
on the other spectrum. Like Keanu Reeves is here, how
Yeah.
cool he is and chill, and then you have Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Didn't he have the mullet too in Con Air? No, it's the mullet one.
Yeah.
But I remember
I was-
watching Con Air and be like, when did he get jacked? Because he was like cut in that movie.
When I saw Face
Okay.
Off, I liked the movie, but I was disappointed at the same time because John Woo directed it, and I'd seen like a few John Woo
Oh
movies,
yeah.
and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
this is the killer.
It's not John Woo.
I'm like, this is the killer, right? This is hard boiled, right? This is tequila just with his face off.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
Face Off next to Hard Target, it's like the end fight scene is like shot for shot.
Yeah, Hard Target is I think is like almost a remake for Hard Boiled. Because the big fight scene at the end is the fight scene they have in the hospital. If anybody hasn't seen that movie, it is great. That and The Killer.
What's the movie where he had a wooden hand?
Moonstruck.
Ah, yeah.
Which
Garbage.
I was gonna ask, which is the movie where he was going the bees. Is that the?
Oh yeah.
No, is that the one?
Yeah.
Is it The Wicker Man? All right.
Yeah.
That was the one. I like that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Nicolas Cage is a beaut.
He's interesting.
It's Gone in 60 Seconds, one where he's like,
Yeah.
and then let's go.
Yeah.
Those are the
I
writer.
can't go after what was the car's name? What was the car's name?
Eleanor.
Herbie.
I can't go after Eleanor. It's gotta be
Herbie the
last.
Love
It
Bug.
always goes wrong.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's like-
Imagine Nicolas Cage in The Love Bug. I reckon that would work.
that would work.
That would
actually.
definitely
He
work.
takes
I
it
love
very seriously. Like it's a very serious
Right.
Yeah.
Herbie the Love Bug.
Like he doesn't get it's a comedy and it's like for kids
Yeah.
and families and it's
But
like
it has to be a remake of the original one. Like
Everyone
like
around
seriously.
him.
Yeah.
Everyone around
No,
is like,
so which-
Will Ferrell,
which
John C.
Joe?
Reilly cracking wise, and Nicolas Cage is taking it so serious.
Which Joe should he be, or could he play?
Oh,
Who would he be?
Zartan.
No, I got it. I
Hydro
got it.
Viper.
No,
Hydro Viper.
Hydro
I
Viper.
would I would never have anybody. I would never ever do that to anybody, even if I hate the actor.
Mm.
Chuckles.
Chuckles would work. Or
Yeah.
Beachhead, but he's always wearing the mask. You never.
Yeah. I reckon he would be a good beachhead. Very intense.
Yeah.
Who's the guy with the hypnosis? What's his name?
Oh, Crystal Ball.
Yeah.
Crystal Ball.
Yeah. All right,
how
you
about
nailed it.
rock and roll? I could see him go crazy with like 2 heavy machine guns. Just go crazy.
Yeah, that could work too.
How about
Cover girl.
Galvatron for Transformers?
Girl.
Galvatron, yeah, that would be good. Cobra Commander or Serpentor would be an idea, yeah.
Cobra Commander would be good.
I reckon he could do it. Yeah, I reckon he could do it.
I think
Serpentor, I
it's-
reckon he would really relish in.
Yeah.
I know. I'd rather see him as Cobra Commander, I guess.
Yeah. Imagine if he plays all the roles in it's like a one-man play.
Take my helmet off.
Have him commit to like.
I was once a man.
I was once a man.
I mean, with AI, you could totally do it now.
I think Heroic was saying, what Transformer would he play? Were you asking? Would you say that? Didn't you say that?
Starscream.
I said Galvatron.
Galvatron, crazy.
Starscream would be cool.
Crazy Galvatron.
Yeah, crazy Galvatron.
First couple of episodes, Galvatron,
Unicron.
dude.
I think he should play Blitzwing when he's
Yeah.
a robot, and then when he's
Yeah.
in Jet, it'll be John Travolta, and then when he's at sea, it's Vin Diesel.
Yeah, perfect. All right, that's
I
nailed
got
it.
Frenzy. He's just
Frenzy
that little
works,
guy.
yeah.
Just a little guy.
Yeah.
He definitely
Wheelie.
could play Shockwave. He wouldn't be able to control himself.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Or Soundwave.
Or Soundwave, yeah.
Maybe all of the Insecticons. You can do all of them.
Hothead. Look, Cliff Jumper.
Oh,
He's a
Cliff
little
Jumper,
hothead,
great.
Yeah.
He does
Maybe.
all the Insecticons, and you know the way the Insecticons repeat? Like they had that like
Yeah.
repeated part? Except he would do it himself. They wouldn't digitally do it. Like he would just
Yeah.
do it.
Somebody needs to do that with AI. I need to hear that.
Yeah.
And they'd be
That
like,
whole
"Nick, you
scene.
don't have to do it. We're gonna do it in the post production. Don't worry." He'd be like, "Nah, I gotta do
I'm going to
it."
do it right
I
now.
got this. Yeah.
We should all chip in to get a cameo of Nick Cage reading the entire Transformers '86 script.
I just want to hear someone in AI. Someone needs to put a little heavy on the electrons in Nicolas Cage's voice. That's what I want to hear. That.
You know what? Don't even do it in AI. Just write him an email. He'll probably do it.
You're Nick Cage. Anyways.
What about Christopher Walken reading Transformers, or being a
Oh,
Transformer?
yes. He could be a good Galvatron or a good Unicron.
Or RC.
Who's Alpha Trion? Maybe.
Alpha Trion, yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do, we're almost in the hour mark. I'm going to put the link to StreamYard in, and if anyone wants to join us before we jump onto Adam's little game, we might have some more interaction for your game, Adam. If that's going to be, will that work for you?
I don't know if it counts as a game or just like a talking point, just to kind of get.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just get some
All right.
convo happening.
There's the StreamYard link. If anyone wants to, I don't know if that works as just a direct link. Like, could you press that link? Anyway, yeah.
Zazel.
I'm hearing you. I'm here, buddy. I'm listening. Gazz, talk to me, buddy. Talk to me.
Get that video ready.
Yeah.
Ready?
Hang on. No, you literally just hit me with this now. Just give me a sec.
Get the video ready. Come on.
All right, hang on. Snappy, get snappy.
You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Ready? Could be worse.
Oh!
We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we strike bottom inside the two sunkers. Whirling straight through the channel to Oslo we'll go.
Love
I like that you're referencing Newfoundland in there with the song. That's great.
You got to put a little Canadian flair on it. You can't do an underwater scene without a little bit of Great Big Sea.
Right.
All right, so we'll give it 10 minutes or so. If anyone wants to jump in and join us, then we can jump into Adam's little talking point. No pressure for anyone to jump in if they don't want to. It's all good. Stay in the chat. It's okay. We won't be offended. But if you do want to join us, there is a few seats available to hang out if that's something you want to do.
I've never been on this channel ever and been offended.
I'll try harder. Nate, while we've got you, the mayonnaise. There's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think of that mayonnaise clip that you do. It's I don't. I also liked when that baked beans cold from the tin thing was going around, and you did that little skit with the Motu guys.
Yeah, I love that.
I love Nate's fake commercials, but the mayonnaise thing just like irks my stomach every time. Like I just can't. I can't fathom it.
What's to fathom? It's a mayonnaise flavored soft drink.
Yeah.
Nothing's as soothing on a warm day as mayonnaise.
To film that, I had to like chug some, and it was.
Welcome back to our first guest, Chris. How are you, buddy?
What's buddy?
What's the latest news on the comic book? How's that coming along? Very well, I hear.
We're doing it right now.
It's going to be a little bit of delay because I'm adding 2 more issues.
Oh, right. Yes, yes.
2 more issues.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, we're pumped for it. Chris was our first guest when we started doing Shoot the Shit. It was we were able to take a look at some of his fine art. Where can people catch this on as you're progressing? You got the Facebook, which is where I catch most of it on. Instagram,
YouTube channel at Cutthroat Comics. I'm putting up more stuff up there. I'm doing more streams lately, so
Nice.
I'm going to be reviewing some comic books soon. So
nice.
I gotta record that later tonight. That's going to be pretty interesting because I've been really busy writing. So I'm hope to get that up soon because I know people want more content on there. And the more content you put on there, the better views you get.
Right. It can be a slog if you let it be. With everybody here that does have a YouTube channel, so just about everybody here, when you're doing videos, how do you script them? Are you for me, sometimes I have a pen and paper. I'd rather pen and paper it and just have it on hand, and I can just change it as I say it. If I don't like it, I'm like, it doesn't sound. It looks better on page than it does out loud. So I might scrap that and just write a new thing and try that out as I go. But I try to do it one and done, right? So I go onto StreamYard and I record all my lines there. And I try to get all of it just in one sitting so I can chop it and change it. But we'll start with you, Chris. Since you just joined us, how are you doing your scripting for your YouTube videos?
Well, I just found out when I stream, there's a little notes section that you can put in all your dialogue. So I put in all my notes and everything and questions I want to ask, either if I'm viewing a guest or reviewing a comic book. So that works good for me.
Nice. Heroic Nonsense, how are you scripting yours?
Yeah, I come up with a rough idea of what I want the video to look like, and then I in my head kind of put together what I want to say, but I don't write it until after I put the whole video together. So I'll line it up the exact way it's supposed to be. Obviously, I'll play around with it a bit at the end, but I'll do that, and then I'll go in clip by clip, like each kind of paragraph that I write out separately. I'll write it after I put the video in, and then I'll do it clip by clip. I'll record, fix it up, do the next one. I find it works well that way, and then I'll change it around a little bit as well.
And Spoonkiller?
I just wing it. I'm a visual guy. I know what I want to look at, and I just start doing it. I don't do any scripting. I'll do maybe after I've got all my scenes kind of laid out, then I'll do the scripting for the what they'll say, the voice and all that. But Saturday morning, I just feel like doing something fun, and I'll just start doing it. It's kind of lame.
Nate. No, that's not lame at all. That's probably the least amount of stress is winging it, right?
That's what we do.
You can't go wrong if you wing it. Yeah, we wing it all the time. Nate, You've got to be scripted. There's no way that amount of genius wordplay comes out natural, unless it does. In which case, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
For my toy fixes, I'll sit down, look at the toy, and basically work out in my head what I'm going to be doing to fix it. So at least at the start of the video, I've got something usually written out. So if you notice some of my older videos, I'm trying to avoid it now. But like at the start of the video, I'm talking loudly, confidently, like there's a purpose to what I'm saying. Later in the video, I'm kind of muttering to myself a lot of the time, or like it's a low voice. I'm not, like it's just me talking out loud, essentially. So I'm trying to make sure that when I get later on in the video, I'm actually talking loudly and stuff, because otherwise I have to sit there and play with like volume levels and things like that. But for my little sketches, I'll basically I start with the joke. This is the thing that's going to be funny, and then I reverse engineer a script to get me to that joke. That's kind of how I have to go. It's like, this would be funny. How am I going to get there?
Yeah. And they are always funny. We always get a good chuckle out of it. Adam, I've been blessed to be able to be in your office and in your recording studio and putting together a Go Figure recording unscripted. What I got notes, right? So we're standing there in front of the camera, and he's like, what if we say, and we're like hashing it out as we go. So what if we say this? I was like, okay, I can do that. And then I go to say it, and I just like fumble all the way through it. I've got the outtakes somewhere. I thought that was funny. I've got the outtakes. I'll show you those at another time.
Yeah.
But we fumbled our way through it, and then eventually got it. But I've also seen so that's the intro stuff, right? How after you do the intro stuff, and then you go to the 3D printing part of the video. How do you come across the dialogue and stuff you want to use for that? I know words. This is why I write all my stuff down. Yeah, go on.
I actually start with the 3D design stuff. So I just start. I look at a figure. So like today, just today, I looked at New Adventures He-Man. So the one I needs a sword. He needs a shield. A Skeletor needs a helmet. He needs a Havoc staff. So I just open up my design space and just hit screen record, and I start recording all the 3D design, and come out. And then when I'm done with it, I just speed it up. And so before anything else happens, I have all those shots done and laid into my editor, and then I film the B-roll of me like putting the sword in the hand and showing it, or painting it, or gluing things together, whatever the actual physical fixes are, and I intersperse those into the video. And then I do my, I call it the hero shot at the end that shows the finished product. And then I record the intro. I just put a camera in front of my face and just talk a little bit about the line and what I'm hoping to accomplish. And then when that's all together, I then edit the video all together, and then I just record a voiceover as a discover of what I'm doing. So there's never a scripting process, because I don't know where I'm going to get to when I start designing stuff. So like with the RoboCop video I did, I was originally just going to make Lewis the little handgun, make her like a standard issue handgun. And I was like, well, wouldn't it be fun to make the big giant 50 millimeter cannon as well? And so then that kind of went on, and then with RoboCop's helmet to make like 2 versions of that, and it's a whole. It expands. So I wait till I get all the 3D stuff built, and then I do the video kind of backwards.
Because the tough part is, for YouTube, you're wearing all the hats of a production company, right? Yeah. You can't be good at everything, but you have to do everything, right? Scripting, modeling, lighting, editing, it's tough.
Yeah.
So the folks who can do it well, it's great.
And it's an evolution, right? Like you can't, like you said, you can't be good at everything. I'm sure we're all good at something from the start, but ultimately you do have to get good at everything, right? And so, and that never ends. Like you can just always get better.
Yeah.
That's
you
what
gotta find your formula that works, right? And once you find that thing, then stick to it.
Yeah. And actually, I didn't know the format of the show. My first 3 episodes were actually filmed and then edited by Ed the Sock. So he kind of came up with the format of the show. I just said I want to fix toys and call it Go Figure, and he's like, okay, let me help you out. And so we shot those, and then he says, okay, that's what your show's going to be. Now go do it. And I said, okay, I'm going to go do it now. So it's but again, watching those first few episodes that you do, you're like, what was I thinking? Like, there's a Wolverine video I put out, and it's just like, oh man, the audio's terrible, and I'm like, what's happening right now? Why is this on the internet? But you eventually
it's a time capsule though as well, right?
Yeah, like my first episode is so much different to what I do now, like, even a lot different to my second episode. And a big contributing factor of that was I wanted to put like goofy comedy in it, but I wasn't comfortable doing that. And then I got invited to do the Mo Tuesday Night Live, and me being a relatively goofy guy, did relatively goofy things, and people seemed to like it. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I do goofy stuff on the internet, and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
it took me
it's definitely fun.
Yeah, so it was so self-conscious and that unnecessarily self-conscious, and eventually I just kind of had to learn to embrace it. But
it's
lean into it.
It's funny, Nate and I, how it was being on Mo Tuesday that kind of like inspired you to keep being goofy, and it was actually like Nate. I put out like, I don't know, a dozen videos or something like that. And I was like, is anybody digging this? Like, is this just falling on deaf ears? Not that it mattered. I had a good time. And it was Nate that contacted me on Instagram. He's like, hey, mate, I've used a couple of your designs and a couple of your templates, and this is what I've made. And I was like, hey, people like what's going on. And then we became like best buddies. So it's kind of like the inspiration of friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I do now. I'm making videos that I'm hoping that like my buds, my friends will enjoy. That's it. I'm not trying to grow my channel, not trying to do much at all. I'm just making the videos I want to make because I think it's going to make my friends laugh.
Well, and I think that everybody
it definitely does.
I think that everybody here has said tonight at some point in time they're trying to do something different that's not already out there. We're not just like doing another version of a review, or we're not just doing another. We're all trying to make it unique and interesting, and not just regurgitating toy information, because there's so much out there, right? And so
you got to put the extra work in to make that happen, right? Like, because people who are huge now, they're doing their thing, and they don't have to necessarily push it further, right? But we do, right?
And it's funny, some of the comments you get. So like, I think I'm the only guy that does like time-lapsed 3D design in real time. Like, I think I've had a few people like comment me and like, yeah, I don't think that's you. I think you're actually like, I don't think you designed that. And I was like, well, how else?
No way.
It's your production company.
It's wizardry. It's wizardry.
It's magic.
I'm not saying it's wizardry or magic. I'm just saying like I'm showing it so you can see that I did it, and then to be like, I don't think.
I don't think you did.
I don't think you did.
Fake news.
Hey, Adam, I like that one video you did with the Lion-O, and you had to fix the
lights,
the light thing on the ring thing, and you showed how you could do it with a simple, common household little paperclip, and then you 3D printed the plastic part stuff, and you said, "Look, it works," and genius.
That was one that going in, I was like, I'm gonna start building stuff. I have no idea if this thing's gonna light up.
That's an Adam creation. Look at that. Woo.
Oh yeah.
Looks nice.
So cool.
Very cool.
Ace Hunter.
One of the things that I enjoy with both Adam and Nate's channel is that they show the process, whether it works or it doesn't work. And I think that's important as well to show, because it humanizes the experience, right? We all think Nate and Adam are wizards doing magic, but it humanizes the experience when they go, this didn't work, try again.
I was so mad at that spray paint when I bought it.
Right.
I
was certain that would work.
I paid so much money for that like automotive grade
paint.
It just went on like a clear coat, and I was like, what's happening right now? Like I was like, this will be an easy fix, and it just turned into a saga of me just being angry outside.
Yeah, like paint can be so infuriating. Like when it comes to like if you haven't used it before, or like you might even with the same brand of paint, you get one color that worked fine the last time, and you'll get a different one, and all of a sudden it fries up. It has some reaction. There's something in it that didn't work. It's just like it's infuriating. But you just got to keep on going.
Oh yeah, Santa's here. Hang on.
Santa.
Yeah, that's my first painted figure. I just finished it. It's a Lone Wolf custom, and I hated painting it.
Nice.
And I can't do the eyes. The eyes you can't see it, but they're like, going every which way, the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming as soon as I use it, it's just going to chip right off.
If his eyes are going everywhere, it's because he's looking at everyone. He sees you
Yeah.
when you're sleeping, but he also sees someone when you're sleeping.
That's right.
I'll go with. Like I said, it's on purpose.
But Nate, what you're saying with the
man.
paint, even with the 3D printing, you can get two different brands that are same like PLA filament with the same heat requirements, and they print totally different, and it's all just sometimes it can be just a mess.
Yeah.
So I got a question for Spoon Killer and Heroic Nonsense. Because my channel, I don't do up-to-date channel reviews or anything like that. Half the time, Gaz and I are just looking at toys to do with what's out, but using Google Images. That's how we do it here. And with Nate and I, we use 3D Joes to look at most of the Joes. I have some of the Joes, but I don't have all the Joes. And I find now I'm only buying things that are useful to me to do my little shows with. But both Spoon Killer and Heroic Nonsense, you guys are doing things. One, you're doing reviews, Heroic Nonsense, and Spoon Killer, you're doing your 3D, not 3D, sorry, your stop motion animation. Are you buying?
3D.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah, that's cool. But are you picking up things because you want to review it, or because you want it, or are you? And in your case, Spoon Killer, are you buying things because you feel like you can use it in one of your animations, or is it something you actually really want it in the collection?
Go ahead, Spoon.
So for me, initially, it's because I wanted to kind of build back my collection as a kid, and then at that point, I started buying everything I could find that I liked. And so I've got bins upon bins now of O-ring figures from everybody. Black Major, Customs, original Hasbros, and I just use them as I need to use them in my videos. Same thing with like cheap vehicles. Cheap chap made tanks, right?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like $20 on Amazon that you can customize into, in this case, a retrograde,
That's cool.
vehicle.
Yeah.
So if
That's
I see
a cool
something
looking
on Amazon that's
tank.
cheap, yeah, I'll buy it, and then something will work its way into my head, and I'll create it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael Mercy showed up.
Hello.
I'll just read. Michael, if you want to join us, let me know. I'll give you the StreamYard link. A farewell stream. Are you sure you're not just jumping to AEW where the show will be called Gazz and Xaz Shoot the Breeze? Maybe. Maybe. What does this farewell stream mean? I meant to ask. Oh, we'll definitely get to that at the tail end of the show. We'll give you all the news. But Michael, if you want to join us, please jump on in. I'll give you the link, or the link is actually somewhere in the chat. I can also do that. Whatever's easier for you. So sorry, Heroic Nonsense. Your reviews.
Yeah, I honestly I get stuff that I want to collect, and I have on Instagram. I just posted a picture of like a whole bunch of stuff that I just have. I think I mentioned this last time, that I just have stored in a closet to give to the boys. So it's kind of like a mix of stuff I want to collect and display, like I do here, and I have another room where I display them. But also I want the boys. I think the boys would enjoy it and play with it. And that's the way I do it. That's why all my reviews are usually good reviews, is because it's stuff I actually wanted to get. It meant something to me when I was a kid and I had the original version, or I think the kids are gonna like it, or it's just very cool, right? And I like building up my collection. So I'm not gonna buy stuff that I don't want just to review. maybe one day I will, but right now, that's why it's pretty much all the stuff I love.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Don't buy stuff you don't
Yeah,
want.
I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of people will just buy everything because they want to be the first person to review it, and it doesn't actually have any sort of value to their collection. It's just to have. And that's all very well and good if you want to see something. It's good for us. If we want to see something and see someone review it, that's good for us.
Yeah.
Monetarily, space-wise, I don't know if that's good. But Adam, you've got these slides that we can get into.
Yeah.
And as a talking point.
Sure. So
Pow!
I often in this space, we can be attached nostalgically to things just because they're nostalgic, regardless if they're actually good or not. And so I put together a list of my top 10 movies I loved watching as a kid that are actually terrible. Now, what you see here is 5 movies that are actually great, that stand up. So these ones are good ones.
I was gonna say.
Right.
I know. I didn't want to guess. So there is some stuff that we liked watching as kids that actually was good. So I'd say all 5 of these movies are examples of that. But I've got 10 here that I loved watching as a kid. Watched them again and almost have them memorized. And lots of times because it was the only thing that was on. You see, like, oh, it's on. We better watch it.
Oh yeah.
But I just wanted to.
Zaz, you should move me down. Move me down.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Add them up.
All right.
Get your guys' thoughts on these top 10 movies that we watched a lot but are actually terrible, and what you actually think of them, and maybe some movies that you guys can look back and say, like, yeah, even though it's nostalgic, it's a pretty terrible movie.
Okay, I like the concept.
We can love terrible things. So
That's right.
First up is Krull.
Oh, come on, this is not terrible. What?
This movie is near unwatchable. Like
near unwatchable? Get out of here. I don't know you anymore, Adam.
All the time as a kid. I was like, yeah, it's got swashbuckling, it's got sci-fi, it's got quicksand, it's got everything. I watched it a couple weeks ago. It was rough to get through. It is not a good movie, both plot, visually, or acting. Like it has 0 things going for it.
Oh, I got a feeling that Hawk the Slayer is going to be on this list.
No way.
I'm hearing some tapping in my headphones. Is that me?
I'm hearing it as well, but I'm not doing it.
Here, I'll mute mine. See if it's me.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, not me.
I'll mute myself and see if it's.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
God damn it.
check your mic plug.
Yeah, see, Wes is here. He gets me.
Nah, I just muted myself and it wasn't doing it. Wes, if you want to join us, let us know, buddy. I'll share you the link.
Actually, Wes should join us today because it's his birthday.
Yeah,
it is. Happy birthday, Wes.
Birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Do Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. But
I would, but I'm not wearing pants, so.
Oh no!
It'll be a very quick Marilyn Monroe.
The secret.
Be very disappointing too.
The secret of YouTube. So, anyways, Krull is number 10 of movies we watched, but are actually terrible. Terrible.
So, what's the synopsis of the movie again?
So there's this guy, and he's kind of like a space Robin Hood, kind of, and he has to go get this space ninja star.
He's a prince. He's a prince. He's supposed to get married, and this evil dark empire shows up. And
Dirk's here.
There we go.
He goes on a quest. Hey, Mike.
Did they reuse that?
Are we not doing the Hollywood thing tonight?
Oh, we definitely are. We were doing it earlier. We're Hollywood.
Less pretentious.
Nailed it.
He goes on a quest to find the I forget what he calls it.
Glaive,
thank you. And then goes to defeat the enemy and get his girl back. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good movie.
It's terrible. It's terrible, man.
Man,
I don't know you. I don't know you anymore.
It's rough.
Remember?
Gaz, when was the last time you watched it?
A couple of years ago.
Didn't we do a commentary on it
last week?
Not with me. Maybe
I did a commentary on it 3 years ago with a guy named Scott Wad for a show called what was the show called? It's not around anymore, but it was a chore to get through. I was excited about watching it again, and I was like, what was I thinking as a kid? Just brutal.
Isn't it great? Hang on, isn't it great that they had a lot of these movies had a quicksand element to it?
Yeah,
obviously, Neverending Story. This one, Beastmaster, I think had quicksand.
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride, Indiana Jones.
Yeah, we all thought quicksand was going to be a much bigger part of our lives growing up.
Go to the beach.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this movie, but please tell me that there is a scene where he's carefully folding the blades back on that ninja star.
No, they don't.
So he doesn't take his hand off.
Nate, I want to tell you this without ruining it. He doesn't do anything carefully in this movie. Nothing. All right, moving on.
I'm just wondering, before we move on from
Okay.
Krull, how much better would Krull have been if Barry Bostwick was the star?
Oh, yes.
1,000% better.
There you go.
Part of Krull for me is like all the actors are acting like they're like in a high school play, like they're delivering their lines like they're on stage in front of their moms. It's rough.
I love it. Hydro Viper. First
Sorry?
showing. The Hydro Viper. It's in the back. It's great.
Yeah. Hydro
There it
Viper. Thank you. Now I can't unsee that.
That's why Gaz hates them so much. Childhood trauma.
Guess what? This now has made my top 10 hated movies ever. Thank
There
you.
you go. Up next is Howard the Duck. I remember being so excited.
Now, how much better would this movie have been if Barry Bostwick was Howard the Duck?
No, but I remember being so excited to rent this, like in the small town I grew up in, Nipigon, Ontario. We had a theater with one screen, but the front of the theater was also the VHS rental place. So it was one place for all your movies. And my cousin Joelle worked there, the same Joelle that did the paper route with us for Zellers with the Fellers. And I remember she was like, "Hey, Adam, there's this new movie about a duck. I think so I went and I was like, Howard the Duck, and it was like Lucasfilm. I was like, this is going to be great, and just kind of watched it, and you don't know how to it's such a weird movie. Like it's so weird, and even as a kid, I don't think I understood it, but watching it now, it just feels icky. It just feels icky watching it.
I think they promoted it for kids at the time, but it was totally not meant for kids.
No.
Yeah, that I agree with.
But again, it was like a science fiction thing, and there was this portal and these monsters coming out, and I watched it a bunch when I was a kid because I was like, yeah, this is a movie we watch, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable watching it, even
even now.
The interspecies kissing and whatnot. I'm like, what is happening?
I think what didn't do the movie any favors was that the fact they marketed it as George Lucas's next big hit, and if you're going to do that, you better give them something that's like Star Wars, like the thing that people know George for. This is totally a different thing. So, I mean, it was doomed from the start.
Yeah,
this was after Willow, right? After Willow.
I don't know.
I think
But even Willow, they marketed Willow as from the mind of George Lucas, and I love Willow because Willow to me, Willow feels like it could actually take place in the Star Wars galaxy, and the magic is the Force, right? So that's a good way of saying from the mind of George Lucas. Willow, it's basically a remake of Star Wars. You've got like a surrogate Obi-Wan and an Emperor and a Luke, and all of them, but not this, not so much.
No.
Willow was.
So I just want to.
Willow was 88.
I just want to shout out Frostbite Jojo Repo. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And we've Play Duck. Is that something that we can print up in G.I. Joe scale, or?
Well, smaller because it's got to be like a G.I. Joe duck scale. So however big a duck would be in G.I. Joe land, it's going to be that big.
Micromaster scale.
Man, I do not know Adam anymore. I don't know.
Come on, Gazz. We're just being real here, buddy. And then the third one.
I'm being real.
Is
Oh, really?
I never saw this one.
Okay, so
this is the one where he narrates the whole thing, right? In that like shadowy voice.
So he whisper narrates this entire movie. Like it's the premise is there's an evil ninja organization training center happening in the fast world of Los Angeles, and so Chuck Norris, his brother, gets murdered by these ninjas, and they're actually being run by his adoptive half brother who he trained with as a kid, and then stole his samurai sword when he beat him in a contest. Yes, Wes, it's a cult classic, and we watched it a lot as a kid because it was Chuck Norris kicking people. But a lot, like the last 10 minutes is all right, but the whole movie he whisper narrates. So like there'll be a scene where he'll like walk into a house and there'll be a girl there, and he'll be like, "I see the corner," and you're just like, "What is happening?" It's like the creepiest thing ever. But yeah, there's Morse code here, giving the script to the Octagon. But like Lee is in it, and it's just a weird movie. But it was played on TBS like every second weekend.
I don't think I've seen this one.
Oh, yeah, we'll do a Ron-Con screening of it.
That'd be hilarious.
Was Ron in this?
I love the way they kept all the old movies. Where all these
I think he was.
I think Ron did the stunts for Chuck in this movie.
Yeah.
for the stunts that Chuck went, now that sounds a little dangerous. Ron stepped in. He's like, "I'll handle it."
But the best thing is Chuck Norris's buddy in this movie has he's like a womanizer, and he's out on this date in this really 80s restaurant, and he's like, "Man, I need to look at that girl over there. That's the kind of girl I can see with. I gotta stop dating these dummies." And then the girl he's dating behind him, she's like, "What'd you just say?" He's like, "I'm sorry, baby." And she's like, "Okay." It's something else.
So-
but as a kid, I loved watching it because at the last 10 minutes, he goes into the Octagon and ninja fights everybody.
So there's a movie here on YouTube, at least here in the States anyways, free. I'm not sure who's. I think it's a regular channel. The channel is called Action and Adventure. No, actually, no, it's from YouTube. Anyway, it's called Slaughter in San Francisco, and Chuck plays the bad guy. Plays this like mob boss. Yeah.
I like.
Okay. Tell me, Sergeant Slaughter is in this.
I had.
He should be.
Back in
Slaughter in L.A., Slaughter in New York.
Back in
the whole series, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Slaughter takes Manhattan.
Yes, Muppets, the Muppet Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Back in 2005, we had some people over, and we would just like look for funny reasons to have parties. And so on Chuck Norris's birthday one day, we're like, "Let's have a Chuck Norris party. We'll get a bunch of Chuck Norris movies. We'll get a cake. It'd be hilarious." And so this is back in the days of Blockbuster Video. And so my buddy Rob and I went to Blockbuster Video, and we're looking for Chuck Norris movies. And I asked the lady working there, I said, "Do you have any Chuck Norris movies?" And she's like, "Actually, we have one that just came. It was called The Cutter. It was about a diamond thief. It was like one of his direct-to-DVD movies." And she's like, "We have one coming out, but we can't rent it until next week. Like next Thursday is when we can rent it." And I was like, "Oh, that's." I said, "That's terrible because it's Chuck's birthday and we're having a party. We'd love to watch it." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she went and got it. And I was like, "Oh, that was easy." But then she's like, "Yeah, I shouldn't do this, but if Chuck's there, he'll understand." And so she thought he was at my house. She thought you're having his actual birthday party. And
wow!
Like,
She thought Chuck was
I was
gonna be
like,
there.
Don't tell her. I'll be a legend in this town.
Hey, what was the name of his movie where he plays a truck driver and his brother gets like arrested in a small town? He's got to go get him.
Breaker.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Better than this though.
I don't know. You see those robots?
That was Chuck Norris Fawn's mustache.
Just watched like Firewalker last week. That was pretty fun, actually.
I like that movie.
Firewalker's a good movie.
Yeah.
Louis Gossett
Especially,
Jr. This thing.
Yeah, Louis Gossett Jr. is hilarious in it.
So I remember being so disappointed.
And Sonny Landham as well.
Yeah, Sonny Landham. But the whole time they're talking about we're going to go fight the Cyclops. We're going to fight the Cyclops. And it's just a guy with an eye patch.
Yeah. Well, that's all the budget. That's all the budget could afford after John Rhys Davies and Sonny Landham.
There's one eye.
Yeah, I was waiting.
True.
Cyclops was not what we got. We got an eye patch. All right, moving on. We've got Superman 3. Now, you will never find...
come on.
No, hold on. You will never find a more a bigger fan.
Richard Hive.
A bigger fan of Chris Reeve than me. Those first two Superman movies are brilliant, but this is the one that was always on TV as a kid. Like 1 and 2 were never on TV. 3 was always on. 4 was on sometimes, but it seemed like between HBO and TBS, you could always watch Superman 3. And so, like, I would watch this like on repeat as a kid. If it was on, I just stop what I'm doing, watch Superman do stuff. And it was almost like a promise that there was other movies that existed. Like, hey, like there's a Superman 2 and 1. I haven't seen them yet because, this was the only one that was on TV. And so it was a promise of better things, but it's pretty rough. There's some good moments in it. Like the Superman and Clark Kent fight was pretty great.
I was gonna say I love that. Scene.
Anything with Richard Pryor is awesome.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Yeah.
But not when he's upstaging Superman. I want to watch Superman do stuff.
He was upstaging a little bit. He was.
Hey, Jen, sorry to run and gun, but I got a dog to walk. So.
All right,
Mike.
Okay, thanks
for stopping by, Mike.
Sorry to hear that.
Thanks, Mike.
That the stream is ending. I'll have to listen to the end of the stream to find out why. Because why? Just tell me why.
Tell me why.
No, I'll find out later. Okay, guys, have a good night.
See you, bud.
See ya.
We're joining WCW.
That's right.
WCW. It's the clubhouse screw job.
Yeah.
Coke won't let you do it anymore. Not family friendly enough.
Sorry, guys. What was that? Yes. What did you love?
I was gonna say I absolutely love the junkyard fight scene. That's just a great bit of the movie. It's like worth just sitting through it to watch that bit.
The junkyard fight scene was great, and the acid plant rescue at the beginning was great.
Yeah. Even the scene where he's in the bar drinking, and he's got the peanuts and he's going clink, clink. Like nobody's gonna tell him to stop because it's Superman, right? Clink.
Right.
And you hear the people outside. Look at this guy. He's a bum. He's a bum. It's like one bad day. One bad day, and he's a bum.
Wes is asking me if this is better than Superman 4. It's better than Superman 4, but even as a kid, I thought Superman 4 was pretty lame. This as a kid, I loved watching it, and watching it now, I'm like, we have a guy who's not Lex Luthor being Lex Luthor. We've got Richard Pryor up here hamming it up, and it is just Mikey is the stupidest kid in all of Smallville. Like, you know what I mean? Like just. And then at one point in time, Richard Pryor gives Superman a chunk of kryptonite, and Superman's like, "Yeah, it seems legit to me. No problem. I'll just take this very kryptonite-looking substance."
I think nice subtlety there. Although that's not Lois Lane, that's Lana Lang, right?
Yeah, who I think was the shining star of this movie.
To be fair, I couldn't tell who it was at first because my eyes were diverted. But the biggest thing I like about I'm muting everyone. Find out where that tick's coming from. It's pissing me. If it's me, I'm sorry. Anyway, I think the biggest thing about the Superman movies is that you get to watch the supersuit. You get to watch the supersuit fade in color. The brightness of the blue is getting lighter and lighter as the series goes on. I'm surprised it doesn't have any rips and tears in it.
Yeah. No, it's Anyway, Superman 3, loved it as a kid. It's a hard watch. It's a hard watch now.
Have you got just a solo image of the one in the corner, or we'll look that up later?
That's for the mini books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
is a movie.
This is a bit of a cheat. This is any Steven Seagal movie before Under Siege.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're all after.
They're all like terrible. And Steven Seagal, we learned now that he's an insane person, right? Like he's nuts.
Right.
He was insane back in the day, and so when you watch a regular action movie, what happens is your hero is established as a viable threat early on, and then as the movie progresses, he gets worn down, and then at the end fight, he fights somebody who's maybe his equal or better, and he's worn down, and he overcomes that obstacle and moves on. So like RoboCop, overcomes Ed 209. Rambo always fights like big Russian at the end or whatever. Not so with Steven Seagal. He he takes out the main villain of every movie with as much ease as the first street punk he takes down in every movie.
So,
but look on his face.
Yeah.
Does Steven Seagal have any good movie other than Under Siege?
So, and I'll say this: even Under Siege, if you watch the final fight in the kitchen with Tommy Lee Jones in the knife fights, Tommy Lee Jones doesn't get one lick in. It's just block, 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 block. Steven Seagal wins. Like it's just that he's like, and so there's on-scene videos of him being like, yeah, I don't think I'd take it. My character wouldn't take a hit though. Like I don't think so. I don't think he'd take a hit.
Steven Seagal with a carrot will never not be funny. Sorry, Spoon Killer, what were you saying? I couldn't hear you there, my friend.
I was saying now he doesn't get up. He just sits down and fights him. Like he's
sits and fights.
There was a movie that I watched. There was a movie that I attempted to watch. Something to do with a sniper, and it's in Afghanistan. And it was Steven. I didn't even know Steven Seagal was in it. I didn't recognize him on the cover. On the Netflix thing. So I'm watching this, and it's Steven Seagal, and he doesn't stand up at all in the movie. He just sits.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the DVD case for that is amazing, because of there's like the 80s feud between Seagal and Van Damme, and so the cover says Seagal, Van Damme, Sniper, Special Ops, but it's Rob Van Dam, the wrestler.
That's so good.
Man.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But again, in the 80s, man, as a kid, anything that had Van Damme, Seagal, Stallone, or Schwarzenegger in it, you just watched it. And so when these movies would be on, I just like watched them endlessly because I'm like, yeah, he's fighting people, and it was fun.
There was that one movie. It's in like, well, I think most of them take place in New York, right?
Yeah.
He's like a cop. I think his name is Gino, but then I think his name is Gino in every movie before Under Siege.
Yeah.
But he's like looking for I forget what the actor's name is. But he's like a mob guy, but he's on the run. Like he did some job, and he like walks into a bar and he's like, "I'm looking for Richie. Anybody seen Richie? I'm looking for Richie." And I was like, "Get out of here! No, I'm looking for Richie." He says it like a dozen times, and you're like,
"That's Marked for Death."
Thank
Marked
you.
for Death.
Is it Mark? No, Marked for Death was the one with the Jamaican drug lord guys, right? The twins. That was Marked for Death. That's when he was in the neighborhood and he was still Gino.
Right.
No, I think that was
Hard to Kill.
No, it was Out for Justice, I think is the name of the
Justice?
movie. Out for Justice.
All of his movies had 3 words in the title.
Yeah, 3 words.
At this time, when I was watching Steven Seagal movies, I remember I was really into all the martial arts stuff. And I don't know if you guys remember these two, but there was American Ninja, that whole series.
Yeah.
All the Revenge of the Shokasugi martial arts ninja movies. Those are my, like, I remember that. That's how I think I got into Steven Seagal, because of the other martial arts stuff. But I remember those two were like huge for me back then, around this time.
All the Don the Dragon Wilson stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I had all of those.
Yeah, but I thought these movies should have won an Oscar when I was a kid. I'm like, these are great, and you watch them now, you're like, oh, it's just...
And American Ninja was great because all the ninja were all different colors. Like it didn't have anything to do with camouflage or being a ninja.
Yeah.
It had the yellow ninja and the red ninja and the.
It was American Ninja 4. It was American Ninja 4 where the main character Joe comes back because he's not in the third one. He's in the fourth. one.
Right.
Yeah, and that's when he had the rainbow colored ninja. The guy was building his ninja army, and he had like red, yellow, green. I was like,
I thought it was the coolest thing. I mean, it didn't make sense at all, but I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
love American Ninja. It's great,
brilliant. And then moving on,
Oh no way! What?
The first Conan movie is a masterpiece.
No.
This
I'm putting
one.
my foot down. No. Get this off this list right now. Right now. Take it off the list.
The Destroyer.
Yes. Oh. It's blasphemy. It's still a good movie.
This is the one with Grace Jones, right?
Grace Jones and Wilt Chamberlain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still good. I don't care. It's still good.
What about Red Sonja? Do we like Red Sonja?
I like Red Sonja better than Conan the Destroyer.
Oh no,
Adam, you've only gone and lost your mind.
But you know,
tell me what's.
You know, it's funny, Adam. This is the one that was on TV all the time. Like it was only this one. That's why, yeah, I only really remember this one.
Well, this one's more TV friendly than the other one was.
Yeah, so I
Right.
watched this one endlessly because I was like, this is amazing. And then for my 12th birthday, my friend Wayne was like, yeah, there's another one, The Barbarian. We rented it, and I was like, well, now this is a Conan movie.
Yeah, exactly right, Wes.
Exactly.
Happy 21st birthday, Wes.
Yeah. No, but all the cool characters, like Subutai is gone, and Valeria is just like in a dream, and he's just hanging out with this gang of misfits. It's kind of like Wizard of Oz. And the girl in it is like 12. It's super weird. It's not good. It's not good.
Gazz is fuming right now. Look at him.
You can't even speak.
So there's also a scene in it where they're in a boat and they're going across like a crystal palace. I should have grabbed the clip, but if you watch it, Schwarzenegger's like paddling with this paddle, and it's got a skull on the end of the paddle, and whenever it comes down, it hits the thief in the back of the head, and he's not meant to, and you see him like his head gets and it moves forward. And it makes a sound, but he just doesn't break character. He just ignores it. They're angry, and it's in the movie. It's brilliant, and it's a very intense scene. And he's just like hitting the guy with the paddle the entire time.
Is Lou Ferrigno the monster?
No, it was Andre the Giant.
Ah, come on! That's just as good, if not better. Come on.
They put him in a budget Wampa suit. It was brutal.
I had no idea that was Andre the Giant in this.
Me neither.
So, Adam, what do you not like about this movie?
Well, I just feel like the tone was so different from the first one, and you watch it, and it's like kind of goofy, and there isn't like a hero's journey in it. It's just this weird adventuring. Like everything is less than the first one, and not in a good way. It's just rough.
I think Grace Jones freaked me out in this movie.
Yeah, 100%.
I remember her, and I remember her from this, and also View to a Kill, the James Bond movie.
Yeah.
And there's something about her, man. At this time, she freaked me out.
Yeah, but it's crazy because she was dating Dolph Lundgren, and he was on the set with her during this movie.
Strangely, very hot though.
Yeah. So this movie to me is a big miss.
Well, she took him on the View to a Kill set, and they actually took him on as one of the KGB guys.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Adam, you've explained why it's different to the previous Conan movies, but you haven't actually said anything that makes it a bad movie. Like, is it unwatchable? Is it unwatchable? Is the story no good?
No, the story's not good. It's super weird. The acting is like they're phoning it in.
This is like a He-Man movie.
No, it's not. It
is.
Yes, I want to love it. I want to love it.
That's Evil Lynn right there.
Yeah, it's Evil Lynn right there. Just
No, it's
imagine
not.
him as it's that Wonder Bread He-Man. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Just
Savage
imagine what's his
He-Man.
name is Porco, and his Master at Arms. Yeah, come on.
But again, my criteria is movies I loved as a kid. I loved watching this as a kid. Watching it now, like it's cringy to watch. Whereas the first
All right, hang on.
The first Conan is brilliant.
Yeah, thank
Spoon
you.
Killer,
Thank you,
you're free to use. Please unmute yourself, mate. It's all good. It's all good. Don't keep yourself. We don't need prop. We love the props, but you don't need to be. You don't have to silence yourself. I'm going to take it from the top. Hang on a sec, Gaz. I'm going to take it from the top, and we're going to go down the list of each of us and say just very politely whether or not we agree with Adam that this is a terrible movie. This is the first time I've really strongly disagreed. So, Chris, we'll start with you, buddy. What are we thinking? Do we agree with Adam that this is a terrible movie?
I disagree with Adam.
That's one from Chris. Spoon Killer.
Great movie.
Yeah.
That's two.
Yeah. Heroic Nonsense.
Yeah, I gotta go with anything with Schwarzenegger in it was a great movie. I just can't not like his movies.
Right.
Want to love it.
Nate?
I have not seen this movie, so
pick a side, Nate.
Does that go to Adam's side then? we throw him a bone and let him go. Nate gets to be on Adam's side for that one.
Yeah.
Adam's looking a little bit outnumbered up there, so I'll back him up. It's an awful movie.
Until he actually watches it.
Gaz, what do you think?
Oh, I wholeheartedly disagree with Adam. I'm
All
sorry.
right, so
Adam.
I want to put this out there. I think what we should do is a movie. We're going to start with the first Conan and work our way to the Destroyer. And I think if we watch through a few weekends, we go through all of the Conan movies, get to the Destroyer, and we'll see. And everyone here right now is invited to come and do this watch along. We'll do a watch along and then a chat.
Yep.
And we will see if Adam's tune will change. Watching them all together with friends also helps, and see if we can turn it around. So how does that sound?
Yeah, no, I'm down for it.
I think our Adam has lost his way.
Oh, no.
Yeah, imagine if our minds had changed. We're like, oh man, it is garbage.
Yeah, it is. After you watch so Conan the Barbarian is a masterpiece. Like it's nothing. It's top 5 of all time. And this is brutal.
It's not fair to compare to that. It's got to stand by its own. So we should watch that first and the other ones.
It's very fair to compare to it. All right, moving on.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Have you?
That's the girl from Ferris Bueller, right?
It sure is. And the guy from that airplane movie.
Oh, there's two. Yeah, that's Front Tooth.
Yeah, this is
Tom Front Tooth.
Mid tooth. So this movie, I remember as a kid, again, loving anything fantasy related. I was like, oh, Legends, and it's great. It's great. We tried to watch this about a year ago with our family, and it was rough. It was very. Wes, we can be friends, buddy. It is a slow, boring movie.
So I've got to be upfront and honest about something here. Number one, the devil holding a big goop of white stuff dripping through his fingers is not a good look. But two, I actually haven't seen this movie since I was a little kid, so I haven't rewatched it recently. I do think I enjoyed it as a kid.
Yeah,
but I can't comment as an adult.
I'll agree with Wes. Like Tim Curry is beautiful in this movie as the devil. Like he was great in it.
Oh, I didn't even know that was Tim Curry.
Yeah, but everything else around him is rough. Like it is rough.
Yeah, but that devil was cool. Like
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's not good parts. I'm just saying to watch it. I remember it fondly because of things like that, and then you try to watch it again. You're like, oh, this is.
But it's visuals, though, right? It's just the story doesn't stand up, right?
Yeah.
Some of these movies you just can't watch again. Like they were like a time capsule. It was meant to be at that time, at that age, forever embedded in your mind. And then,
but you can watch The Beastmaster any day of the week, and it's still like the greatest movie. Like it's so good. The pacing, the action, everything's great. This is not that.
I'm going to agree with Adam on this one because I cannot sit through this. I couldn't sit through it when I was a kid. I can't sit through it now. I do like the only thing I do like about this film is Tim Curry's character. That's it. Yeah. And I can't.
Tim Curry, what a legend.
Yeah.
Gaz, I'm going to need you to fact check me on something, and I think you're the best person to do it. The main character, the young guy here, I don't think that he went on to do much, but I do think that he may have been one of the background characters from Young Guns that gets shot.
I believe you're right. I mean, let me look that up.
Chavez 2, the younger brother of Chavez.
Well, wouldn't Chavez 2 be Chavez?
Yeah, but I didn't want to get too
the Power of 4.
Power of 4.
That's right. Yeah, Chavez squared.
Yeah. So, but as a kid, I also remember that there was rumors as a kid that there was a director's cut with different music for this movie, like a score. So there's one that has a score and one that has music by Tangerine Dream. And in one, the ending, the two leads become friends, and in one they become in love, and neither one of them is a good idea. It's rough. Okay, so Gazz agrees with me. Does anybody disagree with me on this one?
I don't disagree.
I don't remember it, to be honest.
Okay.
It was a long, bad movie.
No one cares about this as much as they care about Conan.
No, you can have this one.
Yeah.
You can have this one. So Zazel, yes.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, that skinny guy there that didn't really go on to do much.
Yeah.
Did play a tiny cameo in Young Guns, where he got shot down by Casey Charlie.
Ooh. Was he shot down in a blaze of glory?
I would assume yes, a blaze of glory, maybe.
Great song, great song.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't
Good
say
on
what his
Tom
character's
Fronttooth.
name- It doesn't say what his character's name was, so I don't know if he was Chavez.
It could have been Chavez.
Divided by Chavez.
Divided by, yeah.
All right, moving on, keeping it going here. The first Friday the 13th. I don't know if you guys are horror movies.
But Kevin Bacon.
No. I'm going to disagree here. No.
Okay. Sure.
No.
Tough one, Adam.
This makes you believe that it is spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, but
Yeah.
Spoilers hasn't seen 43 years ago. This movie.
Yeah, it makes you feel like the whole movie. You're like, oh crap, maybe this Jason kid's gonna kill everybody, and you find out that it's his mom.
Yeah,
and
but
you're like, oh, that's heavy. That's heavy.
No, we didn't know that Jason was a thing until part 2.
Yeah, but you thought
He didn't even have the mask until 3, right?
Yeah,
but you thought it was the kid. You thought it was the kid doing it because he died in the water. You didn't know what he looked like because you never saw him. But then you find out it was his mom killing everybody. Like it was more of a murder mystery than it was a horror movie. I think this is great. This is probably good. This is a good one.
No. So for me as a kid, Friday the 13th. By the time I was cognizant of movies, was like already a thing. Like it was already a big
right.
And then so you go back and you're like, yeah, we're gonna watch the first one. And again, the acting is so stiff. It's kind of like they're on a stage play. It's a real low budget movie. The mom is the killer, but she's like crazy in a bad way. Yeah, it's just to me, it's just a mess that became a great legacy if you like horror movies. But this first one was a mess.
To pick this one as one of the top 10 worst, I mean, you're totally bypassing Jason Takes Manhattan or Jason X.
I was just gonna say that. Jason X, I think, is actually okay. Jason X is okay.
But that I'm not saying like as a kid I remember this being a big deal and watching it with my friends and being like, oh, this is great. You watch it now and you're like, yeah, this was not a strong showing.
I've always been more of a Freddy guy anyway, so I'll let you have this one, Adam.
I agree. I'm a Freddy guy too.
All right. Yeah. Those and again, if you compare the first Nightmare film to this first Friday film, it's night and day. Like one is great and one is a little iffy at best.
Which one has Corey Feldman?
That's Friday the 13th, 4 and 5.
4 and 5 had Corey Feldman in it?
Yeah.
Speaking of
he was
Corey
like
Feldman,
channeling Jason, wasn't he? He was like channeling him.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen his music career?
It's my favorite thing to watch.
Love it. Yeah, it's so good.
What's that movie?
Here's a poll. Do you think he's in on the joke, or he's completely oblivious to the way he is?
Oh, I think he's in on the joke.
I think he's in on it now. I don't think he was in on it when we first started seeing the videos. Like I think he was trying real hard. Like you watch him sing "Stand by Me" with Jerry O'Connell.
Loved that. Loved it.
He thinks he's doing good right now. He thinks he's a rock star.
Hey man, if he's having fun, who cares?
That's right. He is a rock star. If people are showing up, if people are watching it, if people are talking about it, that makes him a rock star in my books. And that kid, he had a hard life. He deserved some happiness. Go for it, Corey. Go for it. Live your best life.
You live your best
life. What was the movie that he did with the other Corey, where he switches bodies with like an older gentleman?
Oh.
And the older gentleman doesn't want to leave the body, and he does the Michael Jackson dance thing. in the gymnasium or something like that. What's the name of that? What's the name of that movie?
I think that was The
Probably look it
Burbs.
up. No, it wasn't the
That was
Burbs.
the Burbs.
The Burbs.
I think it was
great.
Ninja
That's a
Turtles.
good movie.
Yeah, it was Ninja Turtles 1 or 3.
Number 3.
I think it was 3. I think it was The Lost Boys.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, Lost Boys is
I
fantastic.
think I think it was Gremlins. I think it was Gremlins.
Oh God, he
Gremlins is
wasn't.
another
Hang
one.
on.
It's mostly a good movie, but when you rewatch it,
I'm naming all Corey Feldman movies, mate.
you forget about that scene where he talks about Santa Claus, his dad dying in the chimney. Dressed as
Oh, wait, is that
Yeah.
Is that? Well, I think I found it. I'm just making sure. I need. Where's the?
Do you reckon they needed a third Corey, or
They did have a
is this
third
not a
Corey. It was
Shabbat?
the musician dude. What's his name?
Oh,
What was his name?
Corey. Corey.
Corey Hart. There you go. Yeah.
he fit in with the show here because he used to wear sunglasses at night.
Oh. Well, it's still daytime here, but I'll
Okay,
for Corey.
there you go.
Yeah. The movie.
There's
The
the
movie's
last-
called. The movie's called Dream a Little Dream. And no. This is not. No. No.
I was disappointed that this wasn't about G.I. Joe.
Gazz is having a down.
Right.
Was this whole segment tailored to piss Gazz off?
It wasn't.
Gazz, this is why we're quitting, Gazz. Gazz, this is why we're quitting this shit.
That's right. The only thing terrible about this movie is the fact that Bridget Nielsen wears a fucking.
Is that Retro Tinker's robot in the background?
It
is.
She wears a wig throughout the whole movie. I can't figure it out. She's in a photo shoot in the movie, and she has a short hair, like you can see with the Retro Tinker robot. And then the rest of the movie, she's wearing that curly hair. Like, what the?
So the story goes is that Stallone was supposed to be in Beverly Hills Cop, and then they changed it to Eddie Murphy, and he's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And he made Cobra.
And he knocked it out of the park.
Damn right he did. Damn right.
Yes, I love this.
Is a home run.
The opening. Yeah, the opening is a great intro to a movie.
I don't know, man. It's
Crime is a disease.
Yeah, it's pretty
And I'm
rough.
the cure.
What was last? But here's the thing. I remember watching as a kid, and you love Stallone.
He takes a drink of the friggin' course.
Product placement.
Great movie.
And
he's doing it all in blue jeans?
Damn right. In blue jeans and a
That's the only way to do it in the 80s.
That's right. Damn guys.
Come on.
Fucking brilliant.
All right, Adam, tell us what's wrong with it. I dare you.
Oh man, like the script is bonkers. And like Stallone through this whole thing is like making weird choices that like weren't in the script. So like he comes into his apartment and picks up pizza and then cuts it with scissors to eat it.
Oh yeah.
Like
that's how it is.
You don't have pizza. You don't have pizza scissors. You Canadians.
He's like drinking beer.
Hey, it's called being frugal, man. He's making his money stretch by eating days old pizza. Leave the man alone.
That's right.
No,
Penicillin.
To me, this was just him like phoning it in. Like he was gonna make the most generic action.
No way.
No way. This movie was great.
No
this movie was
way.
great. Great
Well,
movie.
Here's the thing. I loved watching it as a kid. I've recently watched it and I'm like, it does not hold up.
Get out of here, man.
Oh,
not happy.
I am not happy. No, this movie is great.
this is Gazz and Xaz lost this shit. Oh, he's gone.
So that was the last one. But no, it's just like sometimes we remember things fondly and because of good memories as a kid.
What happened to The Last Starfighter? That was up on your pictures there.
So those first 5 were movies that held up that I think.
Oh, okay.
Right.
They won.
Wow, man.
I like The Last Starfighter. That was on TV
Last
all the
Starfighter
time.
is one of my
Yes.
so good.
That scene where the face is starting to morph.
Yeah.
And he's like pulls the blanket away. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, so good.
I've got one.
And who didn't want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just one that always was on TV also around the same time that I loved. But I want to see you guys' opinions if you liked it or not. Golden Child with Eddie Murphy.
Oh,
Loved that movie. Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't
That was a
seen
great
that in a
movie.
while.
Yeah, I love that it's the same.
I do
night
need to revisit it.
as Shadow.
What was that?
Especially when he goes
Ah.
to the on top of the hill and he's spinning that thing and he's going,
Yeah.
I need to come in, please, or something like that.
Yeah.
What does it say? Which
Here's
is
a
better,
question for you,
Cobra or-
Gaz.
Which is better, Cobra over the top? Look at all due respect to arm wrestling, Cobra's better.
Oh, I'm over the top all the way.
What about
I
Tango?
like Over the Top, but I love Cobra.
Come on,
Sorry,
he's
what was
part
that,
of this-
Spoon Killer?
Tango and Cash.
Tango and Cash, yeah.
Tango and Cash
Yeah.
is a good movie until the end when they have that crazy truck.
That crazy truck is
Rambo
awesome.
is a pussy. What a great line that is. Rambo is a pussy.
You broke
So
that
good.
Can I put one more out for you guys?
All
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's your? I'm gonna go first because this is my absolute favorite movie. I think it holds up. It's from the 80s. It holds up forever. I love the series, but obviously the first one's the best. But my favorite was, so what are your guys' favorite movie? Mine is Back to the Future.
Ah, yes. I love
I
Back
can't
to the
beat
Future.
that. That forever will be my favorite movie.
I know a lot of people say Back to the Future 2 is the best of the trilogy. I love Back to the Future 1. And because I'm a Western fan, I love the back in time Western stuff for Back to the Future 3. But nothing beats 1, I reckon. Favorite movie? Oh, I will start with you, Chris. What do you got?
Favorite movie? I know people are probably going to say it's ridiculous. Flash Gordon.
Nice.
It's a great movie. Good
Yeah,
choice.
not
Solid
ridiculous.
choice.
Not ridiculous at all, man. It's a great movie.
Good movie.
No.
Good pull.
Adam?
Planet of the Apes, 68.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
But isn't
Love
this movies of the 80s?
No, it's favorite movie.
Favorite
I thought it
movie,
was
but
movies of the
also
80s.
favorite from the 80s also. Or,
Yeah, favorite of the 80s.
under the 90s.
Okay, so if
Ooh.
it had to be a favorite from the 80s, it'd be The Predator. The first Predator.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great movie, yeah.
Spoon Killer?
The 80s? The Big Lebowski. I watch that I always.
That is a great movie.
Mm. Nate?
Love The Big Lebowski.
It's got to be 80s movie.
Apparently, I wasn't allowed to pick Planet of the Apes.
No, you can. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
Probably Terminator then.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, great movie.
Which one?
Just the first one, Terminator.
I think the
Yeah.
first one's the best one, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I love the
Second
first
one.
Highlander is
Terminator.
good. Highlander is good.
I
Zaz?
watched Terminator 2 recently, and it is pretty freaking awesome. Like Sarah
is.
Connor's an absolute badass.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just to reply to Wes's comment there, where he said Highlander is the guilty pleasure. When I met my wife for the first time, I was at Bible college, and so a friend introduced us. And so I gave her a VHS copy of The Highlander, and I was like, "Watch this. Tell me what you think, and I will I will judge my first opinion on you based on your response to The Highlander." We are now married.
Highlander, the TV series was like, I don't know if you guys ever watched it or if you liked it, but I loved Highlander the series.
Me
with,
too.
Adrian Smith.
Yeah.
No, Adrian Paul. I forget his name. What was
Yeah,
it?
Adrian Paul.
Adrian Paul.
I love that series.
I even love Highlander Endgame, like the one that had him and Connor together. I thought that was a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I loved all of those. They were great.
Yeah.
All right, Gaz. We already
Gaz.
know, but hit us.
Well, I know everybody's gonna think thinks what I'm gonna say, but it's not. Megaforce is a great movie, but my favorite 80s movie is Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah,
Kurt Russell. Do we think he was underrated, or I think he was underrated? Like, he's a great actor.
I don't think he's underrated at all. I think he's a great actor, and I think everybody knows it.
Yeah. Escape
I
from
just
New York.
okay. I'll
Movie.
rephrase that. So I don't think that he hit quite as high as Sylvester Stallone and Arnie and all of that in that time. I think that his longevity and his quality of work has been consistent, but he never really truly hit superstardom, which is why one of my favorite movies is The Thing. I love him in The Thing.
So
anything.
Kurt and Goldie live up and they have a place up in Northern Ontario in Muskoka, and my sister used to do landscaping for them. She had like a landscaping company. So during RonCon, you guys want to go up and like stalk them?
Yeah, no, I can get my shirt signed.
Yeah.
Yes. Woo.
That'd be great.
One of my favorite movies of all time, and this might be a guilty pleasure too, and I think it's technically like maybe 1990. I don't think it's an 80s movie. It could be. Is Groundhog Day. I can watch Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah.
Over and over and over again. It's so good. Anything with Bill Murray is great. Like Ghostbusters, so good. That original Ghostbusters, so good. But I just watched Caddyshack. That is an underrated movie.
Caddyshack, yeah.
That's great.
I just watched yesterday and the day before Alien and Aliens, and those two movies back to back, so good. Alien 3 was a bit of a harder watch. I don't think Alien 3 is a bad movie necessarily, but it's a lot harder to watch than it is 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Or Alien and Aliens. And I think Alien is comparable to Terminator, where it's like a more of a horror movie than it is an action or a science fiction movie. And then on the flip side, T2 and Aliens is that action-packed adventure movie.
Right.
Both so good. Such great films.
Speaking
films.
of Chevy Chase, who liked Fletch and Fletch Lives? If anyone remember those.
I remember Fletch. I don't remember Fletch Lives.
Yeah,
those are great movies. That was underrated. Those two movies.
Three Amigos.
Three Amigos.
Hey, I got one.
Love that
Chevy
movie.
Modern Problems. Has anybody seen that?
I'm not
Where
sure.
he gets,
How does that one go?
he gets doused with like toxic waste and he gets powers. It is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It is hilarious. You guys look it up. Look it up and find it because you'll laugh your butt off. It's funny as heck.
What do you guys think about the theory that Kurt Russell's character from Escape from New York is the same character in Captain Ron?
I never heard of that theory. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good theory.
Guys, what was the movie you mentioned right before? You said something Force. What was it?
Megaforce.
Megaforce. Is that the one where they had those vehicles that were like these camouflage kind of weird futuristic quasi?
Hold on.
He's gonna bring you something. He's
I have
gonna
a Hot
bring
Wheels
props.
still of that, and I love that movie, and I can never remember the name. I guess that's what it is.
That's what it is.
We did a watch along of Megaforce with Gaz, and that's the best way to watch it.
I couldn't believe it wasn't G.I. Joe.
I know, right?
Right.
So Megaforce, Ace Hunter. Give him the thumb kiss. This is Eagle Force.
Oh wow.
Figure, right? It's called Maverick. And then their vehicles, you had the Destroyer.
That's the one I have. I have that one.
Yeah, Hot Wheels. And then you have their comms vehicle, TACCOM.
Right.
And then they had the motorcycles.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have the cycle, so you can take me off a big screen now.
But I want to look at you.
Why? And then they had Delta Mark 3 bikes. Yeah, like dirt bikes with like missiles and machine guns.
Right.
And then obviously Aces had a special Mark 4 version which could fly. And then, well, I don't want to spoil the movie, but it's a great movie.
We're gonna do another watch along.
Yeah, thank you for taking me down memory lane because I totally forgot that name of that movie.
Megaforce. It is an epic movie. Epic.
The annual Megaforce watch along.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, we need to do it every year. Megaforce.
We have to bring our Hot Wheels.
100 years. Yeah, bring your Hot Wheels.
Hey, Jason,
100 years Megaforce.
What version of Aliens did you watch? Did you watch the regular edition or the special edition?
Of Aliens?
Yes.
I just saw the one that was on Disney Plus, so it's probably just a regular theatrical version.
If you ever get a chance and you get the DVD or the 4K, watch the special edition because there's some scenes that they took out that took too much time up, and it kind of tells more of the story.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out one time, won't I? I will. I know some of the. Go on, Gaz.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say there's a deleted scene from the first Alien movie where the captain of the ship is like plastered on the wall, and he's got the chest hugger, not chest hugger, the chest burster that they deleted. But I think that was because, and I'm glad they did delete it, because you need a queen to make an egg. Not everyone, not all, not every alien can be a queen.
All right, yeah. Oh, you mean saying after the alien got loose and then he laid his own eggs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Right.
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
No.
I love that first one. The first one's great.
Every single character in that first movie is gold. Like that, everyone on the crew just absolutely nail it. And I love that guy, I can't remember the name of the guy, but the guy that first has the chest burster thing, he comes back in Spaceballs, and it happens again. It's like, not again!
Whatever he does.
So,
darling.
Yeah,
I'd like
the
to change
frog song from Bugs Bunny.
I'd like to change
Yeah.
Spaceballs is my favorite 80s movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
That movie's awesome. What is it, The Last Dragon?
Rick Moranis is awesome in anything. I love Rick Moranis.
True.
Yeah, I love my favorite part of first Alien movies is those two guys are just talking about their bonus the whole time.
Yeah. It's like, what do we? That there's a scene where they're trying to talk to Sigourney Weaver's character, and all the steam's blowing out, and they're trying to talk louder and louder in the steam, and she just gives up on it and walks away. Then he just turns the steam off afterwards. It's like, it's so good. Just to flip the switch, turn the gas off. Yeah, it's a great. The opening of that movie is so, like, you see the flashing on the helmets that are, and nobody ever wears those helmets, right? They're just emergency helmets if you need a helmet, right? And you see all the screens flashing on there. I thought that was pretty cool visually. There's no bad actors in that movie. It's just all great. From start to finish, it's a compelling movie, even to this day.
Yeah. My favorite effect, though, is in part 2. Dragon Slayer was a brilliant movie. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
But in part 2, aliens, when they're coming out of their cryo pods, they only had enough money to make 6 of them. So they just put a mirror up and mirrored them. So
that's cool.
Mirror shot.
That's cool.
That's right.
One of the best lines, "Game over, man." Spoonkiller used it to great effect on his "Game over, man."
Well, that's just great.
So, Spoonkiller, when are we going to be able to see because I've got your link in the description if people want to check out your channel. Please do go over there and subscribe. When are they going to be able to see your next stop motion?
So I've got the follow-up, right, which you've seen already. Trying to see if the G.I. Joeberg guys want to show that one on their next podcast.
Perfect. Yes, nice.
Should be good. Lots of action,
Joe Fitter's got to go. Yeah, I love that one. I'm looking forward to you dropping that one for everyone to see. Heroic Nonsense, what have you got coming up?
I have a bunch of good stuff coming in. I'm going to do my short tomorrow for Straxus. I'll probably do Optimus Prime soon, part 1 of the new 86 one. I can't wait to get that. And then this year, I'm going to try either right before the holidays or right after. I ordered the, we're finally going to get in the HasLab Dragonfly, the G.I. Joe classic.
Ah, yes.
So that's going to be the big one, I think, for this year.
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to that. Chris, what about you, buddy? When are we going to see some more comic book stuff or reviews?
The next comic review should be out probably November. It's going to be a comic book by Emma Kubert called Stoneheart.
Stoneheart. Ooh, I like the sound of that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Neat. Uh-oh.
What?
Did he freeze?
What?
Am I frozen?
No. Oh, me?
I froze. I'm nearly done on a new video. The toy is fixed. I've just got to make the commercial. I spent a few hours yesterday making a jingle on this one, so it'll have its very own jingle.
Ooh.
I like the sounds of that.
Ooh. Yeah.
So hopefully in the next week or so, I might have something to release.
Nice. And we're hanging out tonight, our time, for Ring a Bell.
Oh yeah.
We're going to look at Cobra Commander. And I think Phil's going to join us on that one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Ooh,
that'd be awesome.
Nice.
That would be cool. Adam, what do you got?
Hopefully in the next
You
day
just
or
dropped
two, I'm going to be posting up a New Adventures of He-Man video.
Yes.
So that'll be good. And then within probably the next week or so, we're gonna have another Brave Star for 4. So we're gonna
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, another
and then after that, there's gonna be some more stuff, but Action Force. We're gonna dive back into Action Force, and
Wicked.
hopefully that'll lead to some Joe Fest hunts and some completions there. So it's all roads lead to Joe Fest coming up.
You're playing the long game.
How we do it.
As for you, Gaz, and myself, this is it.
Zit.
We're giving it up. We're going full Hollywood. We're letting it go. We're
hold the movie rights.
Yeah, we've sold out. Shoot the shit is no more. We're gonna go away. We're gonna go away for a few weeks, 4 weeks in fact, and then when we come back, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be doing Gazz and Xaz Road to RonCon. So we're launching Road to RonCon in November, and that'll open up all the. We'll look back at previous RonCons, previous RonCon exclusives, previous RonCon guests, where the RonCon was held last year. Some RonCon stories. We're going to talk about some RonCon stories for those that want a little bit more about RonCon, and that'll be the launch of RonCon. And part of that is going to be the just so people know is Gazz and Xaz are making the trip over the border into Canada.
Yeah, baby.
For RonCon 2025, and we're taking some friends along with us for the ride. It's going to be like the Muppets. We're going to get a big vehicle and pile everyone in. Heroic Nonsense, you're close by. You're going to come along to RonCon. Spoon Killer and Chris, if you guys can make it over the border into Canada, RonCon's happening in June before Joe Fest 2025. Yep. Michael Mercy's going to be there. We're trying to get Nate there. Hans Chow's going to be there, and obviously Gaz is going to be there. And then the road to RonCon happens in November. That's the launch of it. After that, in December, we're doing the RonCon Christmas special, and then into the new year, we're going to ramp it up. It's going to be full force straight into June. We're going to have games. We're going to have stories. We're going to have show and tells. We're going to have We're going to play. What do we anticipate is going to be happening at RonCon 2025 for that event? Who might be there? I've got a few leaks that I'll share after the new year of who I believe is going to be some of the special guests there. The exclusives, as we get closer, we're going to see what the RonCon exclusive in 2025 is going to be, and then we're going to take all of that coolness and we're going to go back over the border into the United States, and we're going to Joe Fest 2025, and we'll be repping all of our JoeCon stuff over with RonCon stuff at Joe Fest. And we're hoping to drag along other friends here, like trying to get Nate to go. We'll work that out. Heroic Nonsense, we're going to try and get you over the border with us. Spoon Killer, if you're already going to be there, you're going to be at Joe Fest in 2025.
Probably not. I'm staying home.
That's all right. Well, we're gonna bring the bus around, and you can jump in the bus with us. Chris, are you going to Joe Fest? That seems like a place you should go.
I wish I could. I'm dealing still with family drama, and
yes.
When my mom passed away, my sister's still taking me through court, and trying to finalize the estate. So it's hard for me to do anything traveling.
Yeah, fair enough. Understandable, buddy. I know how rough it can be when there's a family member that you're losing. You've got all of that other follow-on effect that happens on there. So I feel for you, buddy. I feel for you.
Oh, thank you.
But we're looking forward to. We'll bring all you guys back again on different episodes of Road to RonCon. If you guys have some RonCon stories that you guys want to share, I'm sure we'll be happy to hear them. Heroic Nonsense, I know that you've got one of the Transformers that they gave away at RonCon a couple of years ago. We'll talk about that later after the show.
So what's RonCon? Is it Toronto? What is it? You have to be named Ron?
Where is... Well, Adam, you want to give us a quick rundown on RonCon?
Yes, RonCon got its humble starts in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, because of a miscommunication. And since then, some devoted fans have always met at the mecca of RonCon, which is right downtown Oshawa at Comic Alley Toys, and the festivities go on from there. So it's really something you want to be part of. It's you don't want to miss it. So the only way to really explain what RonCon is to be part of it. And
that's right.
Yeah, that's all. I don't want to give too much away before the show's come, but we're gonna take a historical walk through the history of RonCon and just kind of pump the tires about next year.
And don't worry, isn't Ron. Everyone's Ron at RonCon.
Yeah, no, Wes is gonna
I might go then. If it's weird, I'm going.
This right here.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
Yeah.
This is RonCon.
Wes is definitely in for RonCon. I think he's going to be hosting one of the panels.
Wes will be there.
And Heroic, just as another Canadian voice, you've been to Oshawa, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
I took Xazel there on his third day in Canada,
Yeah.
and he said to me, "That guy is wearing two different shoes." Was the first person he saw, and then he said, "And that guy's only got one." And I said, "Yeah, that's."
And he said, "Welcome to Oshawa."
Yeah,
that's RonCon.
RonCon, baby. So I think part of the uniform for RonCon is going to be two different sneakers. Nate, I didn't want to announce this now, but I will anyway. I hear that you found some vintage RonCon commercials from back in the day. If you wouldn't mind sharing those coming into the new year.
Yeah, I have found some. I'm currently trying to digitize them because they're on a stuffy old VHS. But yeah, so we'll have to release those at some point.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see those. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I think the guy with one shoe was a fan of the Ninja Turtles because they often just had one shoe.
Yeah, they blow a shoe apart.
Yeah. So yeah, Gaz, we'll figure out the fine details, but the full announcement and an intro to going into not Joe Fest, but that is happening too. RonCon will be November, Christmas special December, and one of the things we're also going to do is when we get to RonCon is we're going to do what is a Secret Santa, but because it's in June, it'll be, I don't know, what's the June? Bless you.
Thank you.
Christmas in July. We can make it in June.
Yeah. Christmas in June, Christmas in June,
Why not?
is the and. So we're going to pick a name out of the hat, and we're going to go around, and we're going to with a certain budget. My money's no good at RonCon, I found.
Yep.
So, yeah, Ronmas. There we are. Ronmas Christmas special. And we're gonna do a gift swap. We'll film that. There will be panels. Ron will obviously make he's the guest of honor. So we're looking forward to, if we can have Ron on the show before we get to RonCon, that'd be great. But otherwise, happy for it to just be like
The trick is though,
whatever happens.
And this is the tradition of RonCon, is that Ron is the guest of honor every year. He's never aware of it. It's always incognito. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
And it's always a trick getting him there, and it's always like a convention-wide gag to not let him know he's actually the reason we're all there.
So
well, he's got a driver.
Right?
No, it's not Ron Rudat. But that would have been my first guess. In actual fact, Spoonkiller.
That was questioned last year. Do you mean Ron Rudat?
Yes, it was. Yes, that was legitimately my question when I went to RonCon last year. I was like, Ron Rudat? They go, no, Ron. So it'll all make sense, or it won't. It probably won't eventually. But thanks, Frostbite, for dropping in. Appreciate it, buddy. He is a humble man, but he's got his own driver, so that's how you know it's big. I had a little bit of an interview with the driver last year when I got there, and it was great stuff.
Isn't it a cab driver?
It's Uber.
Right.
Oh, it's actually a stock car driver.
Yeah, that's right. All right. With that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to all of my guests. Spoon Killer, thank you for your special presentations. All great stuff. Go check out Spoon Killer. Link is in the description. Heroic Nonsense, go check out that channel. Link is in the description too. Nate, always great. Link is in the description for Nate too. Adam, guess what I did? I put your link in the description also. Chris, I'll add yours to the description so people can go and check out your reviews. Gaz, it's been great, mate. But this is the last time we'll shoot the shit. What a run! What a run! But it's been great, my friend. Sad times indeed. But do check out the links in the description.
Check it out one time, won't you?
And we will be back in 4 weeks' time with our new show, Gazz and Xaz Road to RonCon. Peace! We're out of here.